until they lost it.
We don't like Artie anymore.
Right.
But there was a lot of people on your side. There were a lot of people who wrote
Well,
in.
there were about 150 people at the Best Damn Sports Show taping that all were on my side.
Well, there you go. Someone told me they heard that 𝗦𝗵cie𝘄, is he here? Because I heard he was making out at a bar the other night with a guy.
No.
Really?
Come on.
Here's what I heard, Howard.
What'd you hear?
The report I got was that I'm hearing a lot of reports about him, actually.
Whoa.
One of them was that he went out with a guy that even he sort of felt was out of his league, so he couldn't get any. And then I heard he's been sort of interested in a guy who was like sort of an American Idol reject, like one of those people who tried out but never made it to the main show.
Oh my God!
What's happening over there?
Artie's covering his face so he doesn't make any jokes. So what are you hearing? You hearing any of these reports?
We don't have a thing on this, but remember, this is a guy who would not let us into his apartment to see the television that everybody
Because he
wanted
didn't want you to find out he was gay.
So,
now he's out of the closet.
well, I mean, what is his apartment decorated like?
I guarantee you now. I guarantee you now he let you in his apartment.
I don't know about that.
I think he was trying to hide it.
Yeah, probably you would have walked in and seen that he was gay.
This is what the guys are telling me. Because it's just great because you realize being gay and straight, it's all the same stuff. He met a guy.
Yeah.
Guy was really good looking. Was talking. Was talking to him. I guess they were like flirting, and he was buying the guy dinners and stuff. And then he went to a bar. He thought it was sort of like a date, and then the guy was making out with another guy.
Artie, keep your face covered because we don't want to know that you're really laughing. How did he meet the American Idol reject?
The guy hangs around here from time to time. He's been at some shows here. If you saw him, you'd know who he is.
So he met the guy here?
Yeah, but I gotta tell you, he's getting brazen. I was in his office, and he pulls up this website. A bunch of guys with their shirts off, like 50 guys, and he goes, Gary, see if you can figure out which one is my type. So I had to sit there and guess which shirtless guy was his type. And there's a blind guy. He's got an office.
Mike, I hear, is getting like radical gay. He no longer accepts straight guys on his Facebook page. Is that true?
Wow.
I don't know, but I mean, it sounds like he's sort of, coming into his own.
Right.
Facebook page. Brazen Facebook page. Oh, good-looking guy.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, compose yourself.
Hi, Will, it's me, Eric. Just wanted to talk to Howard about a couple of things. The fact that my life sucks. Of course, I won't be able to say that on air. And I absolutely need you guys to take me serious about having you guys help me get a job. No prank calls from Richard Christie pretending to be some employer looking to hire me. What I need is the real deal. I was appreciating, the $3,000 that I've gotten from the show.
This kid is 1 foot tall. He's in a wheelchair. And I don't know how to get him a job.
I was going to say, what does he do? Does he do anything besides watch American Idol?
I could be a solid gold dancer.
He could be voice. Doesn't he sound like an evil character? Like, I'll get you, man.
I'm currently working as a picnic bench.
So, since I've been calling in since 2002.
You'll work for me, digging up dead bodies. He will bring dead bodies to life. You will carry your little 1-foot frame into the graveyard. I will lower you on a piece of dental floss. I will work for you, Master. I'll do anything for you, Master.
The old saying goes, if you give a man a fish, you feed him for one night. But you teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. That's what I need.
Your job.
Not exactly for you guys to
He wants us to
fish, but for you guys to have...
Send him a can of tuna fish.
Yeah, you can become a fisherman. That's what.
What if you use the man as bait? What does that get?
Let's put him on a hook and throw him in the ocean, teach him how to
Give
fish.
me rats and spiders to eat. I'm a midget philosopher.
Put me out by getting a job and getting more money than
Get my
what
coffin
you guys are
ready.
giving me.
Open my coffin so I can be in it before sunrise. You 1-foot freak. Yes, Master. Here is a bug I caught. You may eat it for breakfast. Thank you for the bug, Master. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the spider goulash.
And plus more money than what SSI gives me a month, which is a joke to be stuck on SSI. That's why I'm so desperate to get a job.
Bring me young
Please help
virgins
me
to
out
drink
here.
the blood of.
Okay? Bye for now.
Where is he?
Eric, out. I'm in my underground lair. Come with me, you 2-inch freak. We will kill young virgins together. Yes, Master. Let's dig up dead bodies, and we'll attach the electrodes to the nuts and bring them to life. You have to put my brain in a normal person's body. Please, Master. You said you would take my brain and put it into a regular midget's body. Who's 2 feet tall?
Hello?
Yeah, can I speak with Eric, please?
This is him.
Hey, Eric, I heard you on the Howard Stern show today about looking for a job. I'm calling you about that. I called the office and got your number.
Okay.
Yeah, my name's Dick Buffman. I'm the owner of CWA California Wrestling Alliance. I hear you're into wrestling.
Yes, I am.
We'd love to get you involved in the organization.
I have to think about that.
Well, can I tell you a little bit about it?
Sure.
Okay. I have a character design for you that I'd like to tell you about. It's called the Bat. What'll happen, your partner will actually throw you at the other wrestlers, and you will latch on to him and bite their necks. Would you be interested in that?
Actually, no, I would. This doesn't sound like something I would actually be interested in doing.
I was going to ask you, too, are you afraid of heights?
No.
Well, because we were thinking, too, if you're not interested in actually having the wrestlers throw you, we might drop you from the rafters once in a while. We've actually designed this costume with working bat wings that would allow you to actually glide down from the rafters if you'd be interested in that.
No, thank you.
Eric, you know who this is?
No.
Take a guess.
Captain Jenks,
Guess again?
I don't have any idea.
It's your arch nemesis.
Oh,
Do you know?
yes, Richard Christie.
How you doing, Eric?
I'm all right.
Did you think that was real?
No, because I've never heard of CWA at all.
Oh, so are you mad at me?
Yes.
Master, we must get Richard Christie.
Wait a minute, this isn't Dick Buffman?
Master, we will get him tonight. We will get our revenge on him. I will lift you up, and you will spit in his face. You mean Dick Buffman? No, I keep telling you, there is no Dick Buffman. Why won't you believe me? There is no such a name as Dick Buffman. They won't drop me for the ceiling. Dick Buffman.
I'll pick you up and you can mash him in the stomach.
We have to get Dick Buttman. Please, master. You can sit on my head and then spit at him.
I don't want any more calls from Richard Christie.
Yeah, my arch nemesis. I liked when he said, well, I'm not sure. I have to hear more about it.
We're going to drop you out of a ceiling with bat wings.
By the way, Gilbert would have accepted that job in 2 seconds.
They're going to throw you at the other wrestler.
Gilbert's agent would have said,
Where do I sign?
Where do I quit? Where's the car picking him up?
Well, what else could he do?
Eric turned us down, so if you do it.
Master.
If you're doing the paperclip.
Hi, this is the toaster. This is Eric the toaster.
I was wondering if I had any more Eric bits, but I don't know. They're too hard to find.
I would love to see a character of the Bat, by the way, in wrestling. I would love
That's a
that.
great idea. Somebody ought to take that.
Here comes Superfly Snuka. Oh, the Bat!
You better get me a job.
Eric the Bat is latched on to Superfly's neck.
You said you'd operate on me tonight and make me into a real person.
I will, it's me, Eric.
Instead, you tried to bring the Frankenstein monster.
The fact that my life sucks. I won't be able to say that on air. And I absolutely need you guys to take me serious about having you guys help me get a job.
I could be an erotic dancer.
To Richard.
I want to work in a strip club.
Yes.
Hey, where's my other Eric the Midget stuff?
Is Chippendale still hiring?
I keep dropping subtle hints that I need help with getting some Eric the Midget stuff. There's not one
There's
person.
not a person out there listening.
No, it's incredibly slow out there today. Yeah.
I got it on CD, but I think there's some stuff where I called Gary the retard with Eric's voice on.
Oh, is that what it was? Yeah, that's what it was.
You promised you'd put my brain in Webster's body.
Asked you to do a benefit for Prada Willie?
Well, listen, this was awful. This was just the worst night of my life. I mean, guy did a good... My buddy asked me months ago to do a benefit for kids, like do stand-up up in Boston. I'm like, yeah, I don't care. So I don't know what it was for. So we're on our way to Boston Saturday, and he goes, listen, man, I know in your act you talk about I eat a lot and you're heavy now, and you can't do that here. I'm like, why? He goes, well, you know what this is for? I'm like, no. He goes, this is for kids and, you know, the parents and kids who have Prader-Willi disease. I'm like, what is that? He goes, well, they don't have a 15th chromosome, these kids, and their brain doesn't tell them when they're done eating. So these kids will just eat and eat and eat, and they'll shovel it in and shovel it in, so don't do any food jokes.
Oh,
and I'm like,
no.
oh, fuck, without food jokes, you know, what am I the only other thing I got is bashing the gays. I got nothing.
Right.
So I go up there, and there's an enormous buffet at the Prader-Willi buffet.
Were the kids there with the disease?
No, they didn't show, but the parents...
If they saw the buffet, they go...
Yeah,
Exactly.
you have to tie them down.
That's not even a joke. Like, they go nuts. They run towards the buffet. And, of course, I overeat at the Prader-Willi buffet.
Right.
And, like, I stuff food down. I can't stop eating because I got drunk first and I couldn't stop eating. Like the disease. So, before I go on stage, they show a video of these children. 15-minute video. It's the saddest. Before I go up, I got to follow this. The saddest video you ever saw.
Well, what's in the video?
And the video is all the children that have this disease and the parents struggling with dealing with them, and the parents look like they're going to explode with exhaustion. They can't. The kids don't sleep. They have too much energy, and they have to always monitor them because they won't stop. They'll eat themselves to death.
And they're all real fat, right?
They're all enormously obese. So there's the one they focus on is a 17-year-old girl, is 400 pounds. Mm-hmm. And the parents have to hire these enormous bodyguards and put padding up all over because when the ice cream truck goes by...
Oh, man. When the ice cream truck comes by, what happens?
When she hears the bell...
What?
What are you doing over there?
What do they do? What do they have to do?
When she hears the bell...
Oh, my God. I'm sorry, God. The parents are sleep deprived. When she hears the bells for the ice cream truck, she gets up and goes, ah! She's just jumping around.
They're very sensitive.
It's thunderous. The house is moving. It's like fucking boom, boom. They hire these enormous bodies.
said your guys that lived there to tackle her?
Yeah, well, they hire these guys who like used to play for the Bears. Like Mike Singletary lives with them, and they have to tackle her.
Oh, that's
and
awful.
there's all pads and
they show a film of that, and then they go here's Artie Lang.
Well, this is what. Oh God, they show a film, and it's so sad. It's like, and all the parents are there, and you know, it's heartbreaking. And literally, like, it ends with these kids maybe dying, and it fades.
Oh my God!
It fades to black.
I never heard of this syndrome.
It fades to black.
They did a whole special on it, like on
They did.
Discovery.
And
how many kids have it?
And I had seen the special. It fades to black.
Yeah.
And the guy goes, "Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, from the Howard Stern Show, Artie Lang."
You're very sensitive, Artie Lang.
So I go up, and every instinct I have as a comedian is to say, "Look, I have this disease." Clearly,
just to jump on a table and eat some rolls.
But this huge buffet had you know how weddings had to have carving stations?
Yeah.
I was at the carving station like all night. I couldn't stop going. So my first joke was, I've been cut off at the carving station. And it like gets oozed. Nobody and goes, oh, is this guy going to make fun of eating? Like, boo. You know, people are booing. And then I just, I'm sorry. And then
I'm working for free.
It was a real awkward moment. Like, thank God, because they said thank you. And then I went into some jokes about the Red Sox as it was in Boston. And I made a joke about Bill Buckner. They booed it. Now I'm bombing.
Went over the crowd.
I don't know what to do. So at the end, there was an old guy not laughing in the front, and I got mad, so I got dirty, because I was being clean. I got dirty, and I said fuck in the joke. And when I said fuck in the joke, the old guy goes, he loved fuck. So I just ended dirty. And exactly.
Hey, look at this.
And then I got off the stage. It was, I mean, they were happy. They were happy I went. But
all right.
Can I go now?
No, you do laugh at everything. I heard one of his favorite movies of all time is Look Who's Talking.
True?
Second favorite.
Hey, listen, I think listen. It's not one of my most favorite movies of all time. John Hine.
I would give Problem Child 5 stars.
No, I wouldn't give that 5 stars actually. But I think it's a funny movie. What do you want from me?
All right.
Sorry. Listen, I like a lot of other.
What do you like when the baby's talking?
Look, it's a baby, and it's talking. Yeah. That's a baby talking. Babies don't talk. Hey, look, it's a baby talking to 𝗛cie𝘄𝗿𝗿. They don't talk, babies. And the baby's sarcastic. How does a baby, first of all, how's a baby talk? Second of all, how did I know to be so sarcastic? And the baby's wittier than John Travolta.
Yeah. Smart kid for someone who just got on the planet 3 months ago.
There's a quality.
It's like De Niro laughing at Problem Child. Like, that's a baby. That's a baby talking to John Travolta. How the fuck does a baby fucking talk?
I don't laugh quite that hard.
It sounds like a JD's house.
No.
The thing is an infant. It's a goddamn fucking infant house. It's a fucking infant. I can't even breathe. I can't fucking breathe. It's a baby. I gotta call somebody. Have you seen this? Look who's fucking talking. Well, guess who's talking? No, not an adult. It's a fucking baby talking. I'm pissing and shitting myself right here. I've never shit from laughing.
JD will walk in laughing at anything, man.
Hey, Look Who's Talking 2 is coming out this week.
That's not. They didn't quite match.
They ruined it.
Well, I'm telling you, man.
It's not funny.
Boy, they had the talking baby.
Right.
Where did they go wrong?
I don't know. I think Bruce Willis. I think Bruce Willis's voiceover work was funny. Sorry.
Roseanne was in the second one, right?
Yes.
She was the baby.
They ruined it.
You don't like the talking girl baby?
Who could laugh at him? Who would believe a baby would have Roseanne's voice?
You didn't buy the premise?
A baby would clearly have Bruce Willis's voice.
Yeah.
What a bunch of bullshit. I want my fucking money back.
Do they have the audio of that flipping or the video?
Of what?
Of the actual, they were filming it.
Oh, that's the other thing. Everything's on film. It's unreal. Is film of this?
Yeah.
Mambo.
Why does it? You know, I've done some movie shot TV shows. Why does it take 4 hours to set up a shot when a kid with a phone can get a perfect shot of a cop shooting a guy in South Carolina?
You can't see him on my camera.
God.
Oh, shit. Oh, Jesus. Lord, Jesus. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus. Oh, shit. Whoa. That was awesome. That was awesome right there. God damn.
I thought he was dying.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Get the water, nigga. Jesus Christ. Lord have mercy. You can get the water, nigga. It's going on. Oh, the motherfucking bootleg fireworks shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
It's water. It's bootleg fireworks shit. That's the funniest tape I've ever heard. That's the funniest fucking tape I've ever heard. What's he saying? Hit the wire, nigga? What's he saying?
Get some water.
Get some water. Shut the water, nigga.
Oh, shit. Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Get the water, nigga. Jesus Christ. Lord have mercy. Get the water, nigga. Go down. Oh, the motherfucking bootleg fireworks shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Get the water, nigga.
Bootleg fireworks.
I'm gonna throw the fuck up. Is that Pierre Paul saying that?
What really happened to you on July 4th?
So normally on the 4th of July, got a lot of fireworks, got cookout for the kids, music. They have certain firecrackers. The one I was holding, I thought it was a different one, but it wasn't. And it just went off in my hand right away.
But you didn't have time to even throw it?
I didn't have time. I was throwing them all night, and then I lighted the last one up. And
What the fuck is that? If that was Pierre Paul. Get the water.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Get the water, nigga.
What is that? That's on the internet? Where did you find that? Where did you find that? That is tape. We have tape of... This is an Artie Line podcast exclusive. We have tape.
That's right.
We have tape of Pierre Paul blowing his hand up. Play that again.
Get the water, nigga.
That was actually Trump. That's why he's in trouble.
That was Trump. Holy shit, that's the funniest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life.
I sent that to Dan. I was like, they have video of it. I don't think he actually watched it. But oh my God, I'm going to throw up too.
Holy shit. Holy fuck. You know what was great about that was I really thought that was audio.
I know.
You fucking had me, and I keep going, how come this isn't all over the place? That was the greatest joke anyone's ever played on me. My fucking ribs hurt.
Oh, Jesus! Get the water, nigga!
That guy was a guy. We should open that guy on the Hindenburg. If that guy saw the Hindenburg going down like, all the humanity, get the water.
Bootleg Zeppelin.
What you craving in the water?
That was my happiest moment ever. But as soon as Flippin did it and I could see Artie getting serious, like, oh my goodness, this is...
Oh.
You thought it was really him.
I thought it was
like,
him.
Oh, he's going to laugh like crazy.
I thought it was him. Where did you fucking find that? That should be, if you Google greatest piece of tape of all time, that should come up.
I like the loud. L-A-W.
Loud? Loud Jesus? Loud Jesus.
It's like the Fred Sanford.
Oh,
I'm coming with you.
I'm coming with you. Oh, Elizabeth. Get the water, Elizabeth. Elizabeth, get the water. I'm coming to see you, honey. I'll be the one with no hands and him 80 in my other hand.
I didn't have time. I was throwing them all night, you know, and then I like the last one up and...
All right.
I just like the look on your face when you actually figured out.
Oh, no. Well, yeah.
All right, you have to stop laughing.
No, I know. But, dude, that's one of those things where when you wake up in the morning, you just hope you laugh that hard.
I know.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Bravo, man. Bravo.
The bag's on you.
The bag's on you.
The blazing aftermath reveals the extent of the disaster, an inferno which became a flaming tomb, a twisted mass of girders, the seared and scorched skeleton of what was once a mighty airship.
Oh, Lord Jesus! Oh, Jesus! You the water, nigga! Jesus Christ! Lord have mercy!
Hello?
Is this 𝗪𝗛𝗿𝗍𝗍?
Yes.
𝗪𝗛𝗿𝗍𝗍, this is from Human Resources. I've been trying to reach you. You were on the wrap-up show this afternoon on Howard Stern.
Right.
And you made some offensive comments. We've had several complaints. One of the sponsors is threatening to pull out. Some serious employees who heard the comments are very upset.
Hold on 1 second. Hey, this is Gary.
Gary, I was calling Sal, Governor.
Now, what happened here?
Sal, I was standing there, so Sal didn't believe it was real, so I have to pretend that it's real, and then I had the phone back and go, dude, you're in trouble.
All right.
Allie, because he was on the wrap-up show with you today, and he made some offensive comments, and we really need to rectify the situation.
Right. All right, so so you obviously have some sort of an idea that you guys have in mind. Let me let you talk to Sal for a second.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, yeah. I had to pass it to Gary because, he runs the whole thing, so I just wanted to make sure.
He didn't make the comments, Mr. Governelli, you did, and so that's why we need to talk to you. Now, we want to rectify this. What we've come up with, there's going to be an emergency meeting today at about 3 o'clock, and we would like for you to record an apology, to explain why you made these comments, to express remorse for these comments, and we'd like it to be played on the wrap-up show tomorrow. But before it's played, they need to be approved at this meeting. So can you do that? It's really important.
Sure.
We're going to have to talk about doing some sensitivity training as well, and I think that'll be helpful.
Okay.
We've had several problems.
Do you want me to address this as an apology?
It's important that you explain why you said the comments and why you're sorry.
Okay. Okay.
Can you do it on a CD and I'll pick it up? It'll be easier.
Yeah, okay, no problem.
Okay.
Not a problem. I'll take care of that right now.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your cooperating.
My pleasure.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Will just told me that the reason Sal handed me the phone, which I didn't even know, was he got so scared he just handed the phone off.
Right, that's what I thought was happening, but he didn't know what to do, and he gave it to you.
So then what did Sal take? Did he write something down, or did he just...
He walked into me and go, here's a CD for the 3 o'clock meeting.
All right, here's Sal's apology.
How silly is he that they would do this on a phone?
Yeah.
Hi, this is 𝗪𝗛𝗍𝗍𝗍.
The very contrite.
It's funny already. It's funny already. This is
how many times? Let's have a poll right now. How many times will we play this apology?
All the time.
Hi, this is 𝗪𝗪𝗍𝗍𝗍. And yesterday I said a few comments that offended a few people, and I'd like to extend my apologies for those comments. Unfortunately, I didn't represent myself properly on how I wanted to explain myself. I have a tremendous respect for all cultures and all races. If I did offend or hurt anybody, I again extend my most sincere apologies. Thank you very much for understanding, and I greatly appreciate your time.
Wow.
My only criticism, it's too short.
Yeah, my criticism is
on and on.
they should have called him back and said, listen, you have to explain what you said and then what you meant.
The issue.
Oh my God!
I mean, he doesn't know how to structure a sentence.
The best is that middle
Gary,
part.
Gary, when he comes back upstairs from Ronnie, why don't you say, listen, I got a call last night. I didn't want to tell you this from Human Resources. The apology isn't good enough. And that
it's too general.
It's too general. You have to specifically repeat what you said, explain why you said it, and then issue an apology. And an apology to all black people and all peoples of this planet.
African Americans. But also, you have to explain why it's wrong. You have to let people know why it's wrong.
And tell them you need it in like 15 minutes.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
The more he has to explain himself, the better.
So meanwhile, after Sal cut this, then he's running around freaking out.
Well, listen, I went down and had lunch with some friends. I came back up here, and he was crazy.
Wait.
I did it now. He was shaking.
Here's the rap.
What he's talking about.
The rap is, he goes, you see what's going to happen. Once you make the apology, you see what happened to the guys at BAB, you see what happened to the guys who wrote the Tsunami song. It's an admission of guilt. It's the first step. Gary, this is the first step. They're going to fire me. Once I make the apology, I'm done.
Yeah, they're building his case.
Here's his whole paranoid thing.
You know what? It'll all blow over in a day. Nobody will even remember this.
Gary said there's absolutely no talking about this tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't think this will even come up tomorrow.
This is crazy, though. Bullshit, man. Man, what the fuck? I can't believe this shit. I'm telling you, man, what the fuck?
Well, don't let it stress you out.
Don't let it stress me out. Human Resources, they're having an emergency meeting. This is another thing. When you apologize, you're proving that you're wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. I said she got drunk and had a black kid. In a normal circumstance, she wouldn't have done that. Whether it's black, white, Puerto Rican, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you say stuff like that all the time.
That's what I'm saying. We played...
You better not redo the Black Haunted House bit.
Better not redo that. Dude, I'll be happy if I job right now. This lady was panicking, man. Oh, my God, no.
Well, I got your back, buddy. I know, like, you didn't mean anything bad by it.
I didn't mean anything. The girl got drunk and had sex with a guy. But because I threw a black kid, people automatically assumed that I was being racist. Every day, man. Now an emergency meeting over this? I didn't have the kid. She did. She should have the meeting.
It's like you said, man, women. Just nothing but trouble.
You gotta play this at the wrap-up show. How crazy is that?
I just hope that Howard goes.
We got to let him recut one and go through and play it on the wrap-up show.
I mean, we got to go with this all day. That it has to still be approved, and it's only approved at the last minute.
Hey, Gary, is there a way we can tap in and listen to him recording? What?
I'll talk to Scott about it. But in the meantime, we should just switch gears because he's going to be back up any
But let me finish playing this. I got 48 more seconds. I got to hear it.
It's till 12 tomorrow.
I never even thought about that, man. That's a good idea.
Maybe you should talk to Gary about seeing if Howard can, like, extend the show. So.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's what I mean. Then he's going to really think I'm nuts.
Maybe he'll throw you a bone.
What? This is... Oh, you got to be kidding me.
People are sensitive these days.
It's terrible, man. I got black friends all over the place. Yeah, Kevin Lofton's a good friend of mine. I got black friends at home and shit.
Wow. Just look at it this way. At least this isn't as bad as getting caught jacking off.
Damn it. I'm going to stick an apple in my mouth every day for the rest of my life. I'm not even going to talk anymore.
Robin's a friend of mine.
Black friend. Hey, you didn't make his list of black friends. All right, look, we've got to shut up now.
But think about
everyone's in on this who's listening.
He's making
What?
Just one quick point.
Like we're whispering that way he won't hear.
He said Andrea should take the meeting. Like what?
Yeah, they're going to have a meeting for her.
Even if she did something wrong, she doesn't work.
It's just all wrong. There's no explanation.
He doesn't understand anything.
Hey, by the way, so let's go back to Artie on.
Well, what was your second question about it?
All right. Well, the best damn sports show. First of all,
right.
I'll start the bit over again.
Okay.
How much it costs, but I can't.
I would have Sean tell you if he'd come in.
I'm actually thinking of buying like 300 of these and sending them to people.
Oh, my
for
God.
Christmas.
Oh, good.
I'm not
You
kidding.
want to.
I'm making a major purchase.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
I hope they got the production up.
Oh, I do it by myself if I have
really?
to.
Yeah.
I do it all the time.
Don't you think people would love that?
Yeah.
I'm doing it.
Hysterical.
I'm
love
doing
that
it.
head.
I'm going to buy 300 of them.
Okay.
Thank you.
Make sure you get them out.
All right, I will. Order early. Beetlejuice head. How much for your actual head, if I want to buy that?
Oh, it's pretty much.
Yeah? What would you charge for that if I just chop off your head and take it with me?
That's That's what
I don't know. You wouldn't do it.
$200?
$200, chop my head off.
Chop your head off, and I own your real head. I stuff you, and I put you right on my
I
mouth.
do you stuff it with my head in there, Howard.
All right, what do you want?
Do that to me?
You want $1,000?
That ain't right.
No?
You can't even talk Beetle into that.
Try to trick me, huh?
How about $1 million? I chop your head off, and then stick
Chop
you...
my head. I probably still need my head.
You don't need it. Yeah.
If you want to know how much the beetle head is,
go ahead.
Go to jollydwarf.com.
I'm going.
Let me say that again. Jollydwarf.com.
How much for the real Beetlejuice head?
There's no figure on that.
What you mean no figure on that?
On your head.
How do you know? You been there?
Yeah. How do you know?
How much, Beetle?
How much for your head?
I don't know, but you want to know?
Beetle, I want the real head. I want your head.
My head? I got a big head.
You got a beautiful head.
But how much?
But I want to own it.
You want to own it?
I want to chop your head off and own it.
You can't chop my head off. I need my head.
No, you don't. For what? What do you need your head for?
What are you using it for?
You ain't using it for anything.
Oh, you use it for art. What else?
Yeah, I want to use it like I want you to live on my desk.
Yeah, but it only doesn't use it.
Your head.
My head, yeah.
Yeah, your
but
real
you don't
head.
want to chop my head. I want to use my head. I'm not a card artist.
I signed a new satellite deal. I can afford your head. Name your price.
Oh, you can name the price $200? Hey.
All right, done deal.
It's a done deal, but it's
Done deal, $200. Where's my wallet?
When do you get it?
Yeah.
got the Sean chopping his head off in the back.
I need a new hat rack.
Need no new hat rack here.
Gary, bring in my axe. I want to collect my head right now.
You got like yours.
Let me ask you something. You know, I collect skulls.
Yes.
And I don't have any. I only have one human skull. It's a Chinese woman, actually.
Yeah?
But I could imagine, seriously, after you die, which I hope it never happens in my lifetime,
Well, I
but
wouldn't die there.
after you die, I would want
go there.
to. I would want to own his skull.
I wouldn't
How much
go
would
there.
you pay for that?
For his skull?
Yeah.
10 grand.
All right.
I'm serious.
10 grand? Okay.
After you die.
Give me 10 grand, then you.
No, I'll give you 10 grand once you're dead.
Well, I'm done. I ain't died yet.
All right. Well, you just keep that in mind. You got something to look forward to. All right. Anyway, everyone go to jollydwarf.com for Beetlejuice's head.
That's right.
If you want some Beetlejuice head, you got to go to jollydwarf.com. All right.
If you want to do two different outfits, or they just come in swimsuit?
I think swimsuit.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
So that's part of their appearance.
Okay.
Then you got
Then
personality.
Right, you'll do the personality test.
Yeah, you do an interview.
Yeah, we don't want any whiners.
So it's personality.
Why, I don't have a leg. Why?
It's personality.
My life's so hard.
Why? I don't have a leg. I'm ugly. Yeah.
So you're judging them on 3 areas.
Why? I've got no appendages and I got one eyebrow. Why? Got an enormous nose and fake teeth and no arms. Why? I've got 4 of my teeth knocked out. Why? I don't have a neck and I've got the flu. Why?
I'm missing 2 legs and an arm.
Why? My 2 eyes are different colors and I have no knees. Why?
Yeah, you cry, baby.
Tell it walking, cry, baby.
Tell it walking.
Look at me. I'm overweight myself. I'm dealing with it.
One of the girls sent the tape. It was so funny. She's like, here's what I look like. And she's wearing a dress, and she goes, here's the stump, and she pulls off her fake leg and throws it, and she goes, and here's the rump, and she turns around and lifts her skirt up.
No, that's a girl who should be in the pageant.
She had a lot of personality.
Yeah, I got a stump. Why?
Almost all of them are from...
Toughen up, honey.
Almost all of them are from where?
Almost all of them are from cancer, except one girl...
I lost a leg from cancer. And I'm a hemophiliac. Why?
I didn't investigate the whole thing, but one girl said something about losing a hand in a lawnmower accident.
Ooh.
Chlamydia victim. Legless hemophiliac.
You think she'll be whining about that, Artie?
I lost my hand in a lawnmower. Why? I dropped my crack pipe in the blender and it went on puree. Why?
So, Artie, as one of the judges, you're going to be looking for a chick who's kind of upbeat.
Yeah, tough.
Tough.
Someone who can face it. I've got AIDS and no feet. Why?
See, one of the girls is like a triathlete. She sent me video of her throwing out the first pitch at a Major League Baseball game.
Right, that would be...
Yeah, that's the kind of girl Artie's looking for.
That's
nice.
Yeah,
she's not complaining.
She's not complaining or bitching about it. Oh, I got no legs. Could you help me up the steps? Like it's easy getting up the steps being 30 pounds overweight.
So you don't want to hear
Where's
any...
your ramp?
Yeah.
You don't want to hear any kind of complaining.
No whining.
defining at all.
Right.
Nothing.
So you're saying it's
So the personality thing's going to be interesting.
So it's looks, amputation, and personality.
That's the biggest category.
Yeah.
For me.
Shouldn't they have to do some physical activity, or is that too weird?
We didn't tell them
It depends. I mean, if you give them a physical activity and everybody's missing
Would it be fair?
the same thing,
Right.
or different things, and it's easier for a legged person to do, it would be wrong.
I've got no extremities and strep throat. Wow.
But you bring up a good point now, Howard.
I can't scratch myself.
Are the girls coming in with or without
Got
the
an itch, but no arm. I've got an itchy leg, but no arms. And it's only one leg.
Are the girls coming in what?
With or without the prosthesis? In other words, you want them to come in
They
with
can
it?
come in with it, but take it off.
They got to take it off.
It's up to them. That's their choice. They have to decide on presentation.
Because even those are weird. Howard. One of the
Then
girls...
how do you see what's,
Oh, you can see, Robert. Like one of the girls...
No, they take it off.
Well, that's what you're saying. It's their choice. I'm saying I want to see.
Oh.
See, one of the women...
Okay.
See, some of the women have legs that...
No, I'm sorry, Rob. That's not in the rules.
Some of the women have legs that are like fake legs that look like mannequin legs. But like one of the women has like the whole leg's metal, like that guy on Survivor.
You're watching Howard TV's HD Clip of the Week.
Adrian Grenier and Kevin Connolly. It's actually Grenier. Adrian Grenier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I never knew how to pronounce that either.
Yeah, these guys are on the hit show Entourage on HBO. There's the boys.
There they are in the flesh.
Man. What's up, guys? How you doing?
Hey, fellas. Good to have you on here.
Glad to be here. I like the Grenier pronunciation.
Grenier. Grenier is the right way to say it.
Grenier. Is it? That's...
No, it's Grenier. You don't even
how do you say it?
I don't know.
Your co-star doesn't even know how to say it.
It's Grenier. It's Grenier.
I thought it was Grenier.
Grenier.
Why would it be Grenier?
Because Will researched it and found out. And evidently,
so you're wrong.
Adrian, you don't even know how to say your own name.
Is it Grenier? It's Grenier. It's Grenier.
My mom calls it Grenier.
Affirmative.
I can't believe it. She does it every single time. My mom says the same thing.
Yeah.
Grenier.
You know, in year 5, everyone in Mary Tyler Moore's show knew how to pronounce their own name.
When Entourage was first coming out, I remember we spoke.
We had you in with Mark Wahlberg.
Marky Mark. And now the show's a huge hit.
It was like the first episode or something.
But did you believe it would really be a hit? Did you really think it would be this big?
Not as big as it is, no. It's pretty shocking. But yeah, at the time, it was like, I think 1 or 2 episodes had aired.
What had you done up until then? I mean, you weren't that well known, right?
No, I wasn't. I mean, I had done Unhappily Ever After. We talked about 𝗵𝗵𝗄𝗿𝗍.
Right, yeah, that's Kevin. Kevin has quite a sexual history. He was dating a very hot chick named Nikki Cox.
Yes.
And 𝗵𝗵𝗄𝗿𝗍 stole her.
Swiped her out from her. Yeah. And then Jay Moore swiped her from him.
Is he now married to her?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's a very hot chick. She is, in fact, I remember Artie met her once when he was working on the set of
I worked
the
with her
Norm
for
Show.
a year.
Norm Show, yeah.
And she'd show up in like a 12-year-old boy's T-shirt, like one of those guinea T-shirts.
Right, the little
She would rehearse.
And she would distract the crew. They had to tell her to put some clothes on.
Fuck the
Did they
crew.
really have to tell her to put clothes on?
No, no. What happened was I worked with her for a full year, and she would rehearse. First of all, she had this enormous black guy who was her bodyguard.
Clay.
Clay. Yeah,
Who was she
know.
I mean, from you guys?
She had to have a bodyguard at all times.
She had stalkers.
She had a real serious problem with a stalker years ago.
Okay.
And this guy is so intimidating, but she would show up. At the time, she was 21, and she would show up to rehearsal with like a 12-year-old boy's guinea T-shirt on.
Wow.
And fuck the crew. Me and Norm said, listen, we can't act as it is.
We're trying to act here.
I mean, I can't...
She might have been the reason that show got canceled.
Probably is.
We had to switch our names in the cast to our real name. Like, I originally had a different name.
Kevin, how devastating is it when you lose a girl like that to 𝗵𝗵𝗄𝗍𝗍?
It was not my finest. It's not one of my finest moments.
How did you tell him?
How did it affect your working with him, though?
We did it actually another year like that with them together. Yeah. So.
Yikes.
How did she tell you?
I read it somewhere or something.
Oh,
Even
you're
worse.
kidding.
Yeah.
It's a terrible thing.
It's a terrible thing.
And now she's dating Jay Moore.
She's married to Jay Moore, who's a nice guy. Listen, that was like 10 years ago, 12 years ago. I've been to hell and back since then.
But was this going on behind your back for a while? Is that what you're saying?
Always assume that it is. If you think it's not, you're just in denial.
I'll have I will never
Whether
do
or
that
not
to
it
you,
was,
Kev.
thank you, Adrian.
Adrian gets lots of women. We're going to get to his
your women.
We're gonna get to your resume. I imagine it is not very difficult for you to get women. You're a good-looking dude. Sometimes I see Adrian at the gym. For a while, we were into this weird thing. We didn't even say hello to each other.
That was weird, right?
It was weird. Then I finally walked up to him. I said, "Why
did that go on?"
I go, "I don't know. I mean, I forgot that Adrian was on the show, and I would have immediately gone up and said, normally I don't bother anybody,
right?
But I passed him in the hall, and finally I said to him, hello.'
It was an awkward hello, as I recall.
Yeah, because I was like, well, maybe I did something bad to this guy or something. I don't know.
What gym?
I think we were just trying to let each other. I mean, we were both like,
giving each other your space or something.
Yeah, but I didn't want to bother you. You didn't want to bother me.
I don't want to bother anybody, but it was good that we said
Besides, you're
hello.
not a woman. Why should he bother with you?
Honestly, it's true. I thought it might be refreshing.
Why should he waste his time being charming to you?
All right, let me slow this down
the
for
back,
a second.
maybe, right?
I got a lot to talk to you guys about. And Adrian will get to your list. But as long as Kevin started with
Let's start with Kevin, since we know him better.
Kevin, recently, though, and this is an important topic to bring up with you, you happened to be at the MTV Awards.
I was at the MTV. So
when Kid Rock, Adrian was there as well, but you were an eyewitness to Kid Rock and Tommy Lee fighting. It was reported in all the newspapers that Pam Anderson was there and Kid Rock and Tommy Lee got into a fight. What did you see that night? What was your eyewitness account?
Okay, now, I mean, I don't want to incriminate. I don't want to incriminate anyone. Am I going to get in trouble?
Are there charges?
Are there pending charges?
The truth will set you free. What did you see that night? That's all I'm asking you.
Okay. I saw, Kid Rock. We were all at one table. And, Adrian, you were there. You have an eyewitness account as well. Are you going to chime in?
You saw it too?
Yeah, we were both sitting there.
Yeah.
Now, did the police interview you guys afterwards?
No.
They did not. Why not? Why wouldn't they interview?
I don't think there have been any charges.
Oh, okay. That's good.
I was actually mesmerized by the performance on stage.
That's the one thing why most people didn't really see what was going on, because 𝗦𝗁cia was on stage and she was killing it.
Phenomenal.
Really, I find her a little boring.
Not this night. She was not.
She was good.
Nothing boring about what
and she lost weight, did she not? She
just looked great. The performance, everything that she was doing was unbelievable. So all eyes were on her. Not to mention we were right there, so she's like standing on top of us.
So why are these two fighting?
First of all, listen, I don't know Tommy at all. Kid Rock, to me, was like one of the coolest dudes. I could not believe it. I was very impressed with him. He just was like
he's a very nice
normal guy, you know, and he was sitting there, and I guess Tommy Lee came over and sat down next to him, and Kid Rock sort of, just
decked him.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how else to say
Was it a sucker punch?
No. Not that I saw.
Well, all right, let me take you through this. You're sitting at the table, you're minding your own business. Tommy Lee walks over to Kid Rock's table and plunks his ass down in the seat next to Kid Rock.
Now, the other thing to keep in mind is we're all sitting in our, Kid Rock is sitting in his assigned seat. Right. It's not like Kid Rock was looking for anything. That was his seat. He was there for 2 hours. He was there the whole night.
Tommy Lee walks over, sits down right next to him, which is going to be tough because here they were married to the same woman. A lot of mean things were said.
Did he say anything?
It looked to me like I don't think that Tommy Lee really even realized he did it.
Oh,
he
really?
did it.
And then Kid Rock
and they had this look of like...
Did Kid Rock stand up or did he remain seated?
Tommy Lee stood up first, I believe. Kid Rock said something to him like, get the fuck out of here. Get up and get out of here. Something like that.
And then Kid Rock hauled off and punched him in the face.
That's how it looked to me, yeah.
Did Tommy say anything at all?
He didn't really have much time to say much of anything.
Did Tommy go down from the punch?
It happens. One thing, the other thing is the security there was amazing.
Yes.
Security. It was like half a second.
Now let me ask you something else. Did Kid Rock check the security before he took the punch?
And then Kid Rock, Kid Rock just got up and sort of walked out with a bunch of security guards. It was pretty. Wow. It was really one of the coolest things I've ever seen. To be totally honest with you.
To see Kid Rock punch Tommy Lee in the face was probably better than what was going on stage. While Adrian was staring at the stage, you got to see the real.
I'm a music lover.
You are.
I mean, I literally caught it out of the corner of my eye. But the funniest thing was then Puffy and all the rapper guys were like, I got to stop violence in rock and roll.
But Kevin, you do like violence. You have been involved.
Well, you
in
participated.
I was nothing.
Did you not punch Oil Air Brandon Davis in the face? Now everybody can't stand him. I mean, he is an obnoxious rich kid. Not did you punch him in the face? How did that occur?
Why not?
Right.
Honestly, he's I obviously dated Nikki for years, and
that's not obvious. You dated Nikki Hilton.
Right.
Now let me understand this. When you date one of the Hilton sisters, that's a very wealthy girl, right?
Correct.
Does she pay for stuff?
No, well, no. I mean,
why should she pay for stuff?
Because she has more money than Kevin.
Take her out.
I mean, Kevin's making okay money. He's working for HBO. He ain't a millionaire. We know that HBO is very cheap.
Right. Well, they've been good with us.
Have been good. Adrian, have they been good with you?
They've been all right.
They've been all right. You're not. I don't see you doing any dancing.
I don't have anything to compare it to.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Now, yeah. I mean, no. Listen. I mean, I earn enough living to where. Do I pay for dinner? Of course. You know, would I do that kind of stuff?
He used to have to compete financially with her a little bit. As I recall, he spent a lot of money on gifts because he had to sort of show her that
Kevin Dillon used to say, "You're setting the bar too high early, bro."
And you would hang out with Paris Hilton and Nikki Hilton. That's got to be a great, fun scene for you, right?
Yeah, and you know, they were the whole family. They were always very nice to me. It'd be easy to sit here and
where it
nice
shows though is like on vacations.
Correct. Well, no, not only that. They took me away for they took me away for a Christmas vacation.
Money.
But her, that was her dad.
We could probably do a whole interview just on this aspect of your life because it's fascinating to bag one of these Hilton sisters and
hang around in the whole thing. Yeah,
they're actually really nice girls. They hate me now.
They hate you now? Why do they hate you now?
Well, no, I mean it's gotten better. I mean they hated me for a while. But
why? Because you broke up?
Yeah, I mean we just had an ugly breakup. But
why did she think you were going to marry her?
She thought a lot of things, but we're friendly now.
Why did you break up? It seems like a good situation, attractive girl, money, the whole thing.
We were together for a long time, and some things just run their course, you know?
Yeah. How
run their course, huh?
When you start banging her, was this before Entourage?
Actually, yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So
did you have to choose between the sisters? I mean, you go out. Do you have to say, should I go for Paris or Nikki?
No.
Who's got the tighter vagina, Nikki Cox or Nikki Hilton?
Oh dear.
Come on, let's get that.
Dear.
Who's tight? Who's better in bed?
Very good friends.
Who's better in bed? Nikki Cox or Nikki Hilton? You go to a girl. You go into an island. They say to you, the only thing you can bring.
You get one Nikki. Which
would be a tough one.
You go with Cox or Hilton?
That would be a tough one.
It would.
That would be a tough one.
Well, what's your choice? I'm giving you Schindler's List now.
Honestly, the other thing, Nikki Cox, it was so long. I mean, it was literally.
So you would take Nikki Hilton over Nikki Cox?
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily.
I would take Nikki Hilton. There's a chance Nikki Cox might blurt out Jay Moore's acting.
You've just watched Howard TV's HD Clip of the Week.
Yeah, hey, I'm Slash, and I'm here promoting my book, Slash. And that's basically it. And I have no idea. I'm sure Howard's going to ask me about a lot of the little stories that are in the book, but I don't know which ones he would have picked up on. Probably all the lewd ones, I'm sure.
Now, is there anything that you don't want to talk about in there?
I'd like to try and keep away from talking about Axl in any great detail, because that's always sort of unnecessary. And I'm pretty much wide open for anything else, though.
Slash is here from the legendary band Guns N' Roses, and more familiar to you now is Velvet Revolver is his new band with
and he's looking quite good
with the great Scott Weiland, and I can't imagine what an effort must have gone into this for Slash to write a book.
But I'm telling you, he doesn't look like a guy who would be calling you at 4 o'clock in the morning. With a story.
I'm reading a lot of the book now, actually.
Here he is.
It's killer stories in there.
Look at him.
Look at you. That's you. All right. Guy's a great rock guitarist. Spent many a day, I am sure. When you wrote this book, Slash, did you talk about your days as a really young man where you would... I mean, a few rock stars write about what it's like to become a professional musician. I mean, yes, people concentrate on the more sensationalistic aspects of this book.
After you've gotten there,
the sex, the drugs, and all that stuff. But didn't you have to spend endless hours in your room practicing this guitar to become a virtuoso, which you are?
It's mentioned. I mean, I didn't get into it in great detail. But
see, they always, just gloss over that
part. It talks about how I got into it.
I don't like where your microphone is. You do me a favor. Just shift it's in your headphone, but shift your headphones down like this.
All right, hold on.
Gary, help Slash, for Christ's sake.
Is that better? Say something.
Yeah, I think that's right. Take a look at that, Gary. Help Slash out, for Christ's sake. The man's not a professional broadcaster.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
There it is. Cool. Okay, now it's good. Now it's good.
So what I was getting at was, I mentioned how I got started and what I was into, what I was listening to at the time. And, how I used to spend 12 hours a day and how I got completely engrossed in the whole thing and whatnot.
There was a period. Take 12 hours a day.
Right. But it's not because for me personally, it's not because, you go, okay,
it's whatever time, 9 o'clock in the morning or something. I start now, and then there's a lunch break, and then I get done.
No, you were a kid who was obsessed with guitar.
Obsessed, yeah. So every waking moment I spent with the guitar.
And what was it that inspired you? I mean, what was it that made you say, I want to play the guitar?
So, it's a long story. What happened was Steve Adler, the original drummer for Guns N' Roses, he and I met when we were about 13, and we basically ditched the 7th and 8th grade together, and just we're best friends. And he had a guitar, a little cheap guitar, electric guitar, and a cheap little amplifier, and he had a little turntable, and he used to crank Kiss, you know, as loud as it would go, and then turn the amp up. And he didn't know how to play, but he would just bang on it. And it was the excitement of that started that whole sort of you can imagine teenage thing where it's like, oh yeah, we got to start a band. You know?
It's a great thing in life when you have a passion like that. Do you think that you had exceptional musical talent, or was it this unbelievable dedication to practicing?
I think basically I was raised on a lot of music because my parents were in the music business, and I loved rock and roll from the minute I could remember. And then when I actually picked up the guitar and put those realistically 3 notes together that make a rock lick, that have that rock sound to it, I had a knack for it.
Did you ever take a professional lesson from a teacher?
I tried to, yeah.
And it didn't work?
Well, what happened is I had this guy. When I started, what I was getting at with Steve was he was going to play guitar and I was going to play bass, right? So I went to a local music school that was in the neighborhood. And I went in there without an instrument, and I said, I want to learn how to play bass. And the teacher was like, well, do you have an instrument? I said, no. So he started talking to me about trying to get into my head about what I knew about music, where I was headed, what I wanted to do. And while he was talking, he was strumming the guitar, you know, and playing some Hendrix licks.
Yeah.
I said, that's what I want to do.
And did you ever learn how to formally read music?
Not very much. You know, I mean, I started out with the basics. When I was in the music school, he sort of taught me some rudimentary stuff that was really handy. You know, I learned how to string a guitar because my first guitar only had 1 string. And
is it mostly by ear that you played, even with Guns N' Roses? Like you would hear something in your head and then you would just try to figure it out on the guitar?
It starts out like piano lessons, scales. You know, you're trying to read music,
right?
And that didn't sound anything like what I wanted to do. So I noticed that he could listen to any song that I would give him, and he could pick it up and learn it by ear. And I said, I can do that. And and I quit school and I went and did it on my own.
So if you need to learn a piece of music, you just listen to it.
Yeah. And so when we're writing stuff for, say, any number of bands that I've been in, or I go and do a session with any number of artists, I just go in and do it by ear. The only person that I went in and worked with that I had to do...
Let me guess, Michael Jackson?
No, Ray Charles.
He wanted you to what? Read music?
I had to read chord charts.
You did?
Yeah.
And was that difficult?
It was, you know, Ray Charles chord charts are not like anybody's chord charts. These are very, the reason I had to read the chord charts was to actually remember all the different chords, because there's so many and they're all jazz chords, which I hardly ever use.
So when you went into a session with Michael Jackson, let's say, he would play you a piece of music and say, hey, Slash, see what you can do with this?
Yeah, he would give me an arrangement, and then he would go, you know, do whatever you want, and he would leave.
When you had to write a book, I mean, that sounds ridiculous that you had to write a book. That sounds like
another chore.
But I started thinking about your life. You are a guy like a free spirit. I don't think you really sat and worried. Like, you've been married 3 times.
Twice.
And twice, okay. But one of your wives, didn't you bang some chick like the night before your wedding?
My current wife.
Yeah. You cheated on her the night before the wedding, right?
Yeah.
And that marriage is working.
Yeah.
But don't you think, it is working.
Well, she's got balls, you know.
But don't you think, like, in a way, I mean, with all the drug use, out of control behavior, all of this stuff, I go back to your childhood. It was a wild childhood in the sense that your mom even was having this torrid love affair with David Bowie while you were just a child.
Is that right?
Yeah.
True?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Torrid's a pretty heavy word.
No, I mean, you mean affair like that? She was still married to Slash's dad?
No. My mom and dad were separated at that point.
And was your dad a black guy?
No, he's white. My mom's black.
Your mom is black. Is Bowie's thing black chicks?
No, he's
dated
chicks.
a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's married to a black chick now. I think that's his thing.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, why does it have to be a thing?
Actually, a lot of white English guys like black girls. You know, my dad too.
Yeah,
he's English.
Yeah,
and I've noticed it also in some other occasions.
You would
I don't
say
want to stereotype him, but yeah.
Right. Did you get because people don't think of you as black? Do you think of yourself as black?
I don't think of myself as anything really, but when it comes up, I'm just a mixture of the two. And
was your mother rejected by the black community because she married a white guy?
No. I mean, maybe I was too young to really say anything. about that because I wouldn't know. But as far as I could tell, there wasn't any issues.
Was there ever shame or
I'm
humiliation?
sure there was a little bit.
Was there ever shame or humiliation in your life that you had a black mother? Did white kids try to shame you for that?
No, but I think there was moments. I mean, I really came from a different side of the tracks, no matter which school I went to or what neighborhood I lived in when I was coming up. So I was always different, and that just added to
right
the mystique.
But wasn't it weird for you? Here you are, a young kid, and your mom is carrying on with what is a very, very famous rock star, and there were almost no rules how you grew up.
Yeah.
Didn't one of your mom's boyfriends do drugs with you, like heavy drugs, like smoke coke with you?
Yeah.
Who? Wow.
I mean, you were what, 12 when that happened?
12, yeah, 12.
12 years old.
No wonder you had a drug problem.
Yeah, your mom's dating a guy, and she goes to bed or whatever, and he comes into the room, and he says, "Let's get high."
No, my mom didn't know anything about it.
Right.
She wouldn't have allowed it.
No, understood.
No, he at some point he came to me and he's like, I know you do this stuff. Like, he was a photographer and he needed, misery loves company. He needed somebody to get high with, is what it was. And we go in the dark room and he'd get me loaded. And then we'd go out and hang out
12 years old
all night, around 12 years old, and go out and pillage the neighborhood until about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning. Then I would come home, pretend like I was asleep, and then get up and go to school.
But when adults are doing that with you,
oh yeah, mentally,
it's got to screw your whole head up. Like there's no rules, there's no boundaries.
And no wonder you seem weird to the kids at school.
Right. Well, by the time I was 12 and 13, I'd already established sort of a tearaway kind of personality, and so. But I'm talking about when I was younger, like when I was.
But you know what's sad about this?
7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
If you hadn't had the musical gift, if you hadn't been, Slash from Guns N' Roses, you could have easily just ended up a junkie, no money, no life whatsoever, because these adults were not willing to parent you.
Well, all things considered, that's probably true. I probably would have ended up being an artist though, because that was the original thing that I was.
Yeah, but you're talking about having some talent. We're saying if you had no talent.
Yeah, then I would probably But
I mean, you live in a $7 million home.
That's the only reason I'm. The whole professional aspect of it and the musical. The passion for music and all that is what's got me to the point where I'm still here right now,
Yeah, it's amazing.
That's a major part of that.
In a sense, too, then look at the dysfunctional family you married into, in a sense, in the Guns N' Roses organization. I mean, that's why the band couldn't stay together. I mean, in a way, maybe that's why you were attracted to Axl as a partner in music, because he was screwed up.
Out of it too.
You were screwed up on drugs. I mean, who was the biggest drug addict in that band? It wasn't you.
It was pretty much. Well, no, I think it was myself and Steven. And Izzy went through a period. Axl was never a drug addict.
Oh, he wasn't. He's just
sober.
difficult.
He's straight. I mean, he would get high from time to time, but he's never been an addict.
Do you ever wish that Axl would come to his senses even now and just put the original Guns N' Roses back together again, go on tour, make a ton of dough, do
you remember why you were so?
Mutual.
It's more mutual.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what was it about you and the rest of the guys that he just would never want to get together with you again?
Well, at this point, I think. With all fairness to Axl, when I actually left the group, and I think he feels sort of. I haven't approached him about getting back together anyway, but I would imagine that he feels pretty abandoned.
I see.
We were.
Why did you leave the group?
I just couldn't. There was certain things I just couldn't take anymore.
Like what though? It's so worth it. It was such a great band.
You know what?
What couldn't you take?
I couldn't take. There was a lot of it had to do with just not being able to control him, the time that the band went on stage, when we were doing anything on a professional level, and then after the Use Your Illusions tour was over, which was 2.5 years of a lot of roller coaster kind of behavior, and then also another thing was losing two of the original members of the band, which was Steven and Izzy. So that I realized there was a chemistry about the way that we all worked, and also in relationship to Axl. Izzy was very much a sort of the glue, the in-between guy that kept Axl and I sort of on an even keel, because he came to LA. Basically, they were both from Indiana, so they had a certain kind of a relationship that really helped how the rest of the band sort of functioned.
Like the album name, Appetite for Destruction. Maybe it's just that's what it had to be. It had to destroy itself.
You have a really, really explosive band, which obviously is going to have sort of an implosive thing, Right. But and then after once we got in to start working on what would have been the next record, there was a lot of contractual stuff that Axl started throwing around, and that just was the icing on the cake.
Will you ever cut your hair? In other words, a lot of guys now have cut their hair. You still maintain the long hairdo.
Same with you.
Yes, but will you cut it all off at some point? I mean, there seems to be a movement. Why have you held on to the long hair?
I seriously doubt it. I don't know. I really haven't given it that much thought. This is the most thought I put into it.
Right now, it's still working.
I don't agree with you. I think you do put a lot of thought into your look. I think Guns N' Roses put a lot of thought into their look. I think Velvet Revolver puts a lot of thought into their look.
Well, if you knew me as a kid, I'm basically the same. I always had long hair, always wore jeans and tennis shoes and T-shirts.
And the jewelry?
And jewelry.
Right.
It was the only thing that's different was the top hat, which came later.
How old were you when you put a nose ring in?
Oh, I must have done that during the Snake Pit days, so that was like the mid-'90s.
So there was nothing you could do that would shock your mother. Your mother had a rock and roll lifestyle.
I remember when I came home with my first tattoo, and I was like 15, 16 years old, and she was like, well, you know, the cliche. She goes, you know, you're going to have to live that for the rest of your life. And that was the last I ever heard of it.
That was, she didn't care.
No.
Did you ever feel your mom didn't care?
Very, very, very cool. And I was raised with a lot of
very
freedom.
cool. When your but wait a second. Yeah. When your mother was having a relationship with David Bowie, was that the coolest thing that could have ever happened? How old were you? I mean, he's way cool.
I was like a 9 or 10.
9 or 10.
And you would see David Bowie.
Yeah, yeah.
He would hang out in the house. You've had a charmed life that way.
She also used to work with him. She designed all his clothes, so they had a working relationship first and foremost, and then they had a romantic relationship, which really didn't last that long. It was probably like maybe a year and a half.
But were you proud of that? Were you like, wow, my mom's...
He was the first guy that came in after my dad, so I was pretty apprehensive about hanging out with him for a while.
But your mom must have been a very good-looking woman.
She's very good-looking.
Yeah. Were you ever disciplined about anything? Did you ever receive any discipline? Were you ever punished?
No.
What would they punish you for?
You're not giving me any chance to get a word in.
Oh, I'm not. Okay,
no,
sorry.
But my parents, like I was saying, with all the freedom that I was given, I was, as far as certain morals and certain character thing, you know, there was a lot of that was instilled in me. There was a lot of right and wrong that just sort of came natural for them to sort of instill in me, which was really great. And I think there was a sort of a mutual respect thing, almost like treating me on the same level as they were. It was very interesting. I used to call them by their first names.
I wonder if that's good or bad.
I wouldn't let my kids call me by my first name.
You have kids now.
Yeah, they try. Yeah.
Do you are you a disciplinarian?
I'm not too good at that. I try. You know, I get like, you know, like I try and get angry, but I think it's almost laughable. But my wife she's got a handle on that.
So you're providing structure for your kids, even if it's through your wife.
Well, and also, I mean, you know, I've obviously learned a lot over the years, and I have a pretty clear memory of coming up, and so you just sort of you have sort of a natural instinct for things and what the kids should be doing and what you might have done wrong that you want to teach them not to do.
See, when I sit with you, you seem like such a rational guy. I can't imagine you almost throwing it all away on heroin and cocaine. I don't see it with you. I almost see you like a businessman. I mean, okay, despite the rock and roll persona and all that, I see you as a very reliable guy, a guy who shows up on time for interviews. You have a sense of the business. You respect rock and roll. You love what you do you have such a passion for this guitar. What attracted you to this heroin to the point that you were, you know, every minute with it? I mean, it took over your life.
It was downtime.
Do you think that you were depressed?
It was. I wouldn't say. Most of it was fun for the longest time, so I can't say that I was actually depressed. If there was a psychologist here and we did a one-on-one for an hour and a half, he'd probably come up with some answers that maybe I wouldn't be thinking of right now. But it was mostly fun. But the thing about the drugs was it was always when I wasn't working. And I'm so hyperactive, and I when I'm sitting here with you, or I'm sitting in the studio, or I'm out on the road, I'm actually in work mode, and that I can deal with. And as long as that's a constant, I'm fine.
But when the downtime comes,
would end, I wouldn't know what to do with myself. And the pace of being in a band and touring constantly and living that life is something that still to this day I love touring more than I like being at home.
Right.
I still can't mellow out.
Right.
And I'm learning how to adjust to life not working, so that I don't go into the abyss like I normally would.
Is it hard for you to be a husband and a father when you really yearn for the road and the freedom of the road?
I just have to take them with me. I mean, I love them to death, so I make it work, but I have to admit I'm a little antsy when I'm at home for too long.
The last time you cheated on your wife was before you married her. You've been able to remain faithful?
In all honesty, I haven't cheated on her once since we got together.
It's remarkable.
Yeah, but now, are you on any kind of medication, or you...
You on Subutex?
No.
You were not.
I did do it for a minute, though.
Yeah?
How do you get off heroin? You say that in your book that you go cold turkey.
I never really got into, using prescription drugs to, opt out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Artie uses Subutex. He's on it regularly to keep him off his heroin.
Right.
But you
a
said
lot of guys do that. I used Subutex for the first time a little over a year ago. And that's how I got off the 𝗦𝗫𝗄𝗿𝗃.
Oh, you were on that too, huh?
Well, that's heroin. I mean, people don't realize it, but that's heroin.
But before that, there was this stuff called Buprenex, and that never worked for me. I don't think I did it properly.
But it's funny, in your book, you describe your first heroin experience as not even being all that great. You were in the studio 1984 with 𝗦𝘗.
That was the first heroin experience where I smoked it.
I see.
But the first time I ever shot it up, that was it.
Why would you go to shooting it if smoking did nothing for you?
Because, I don't know,
Because you couldn't believe you didn't like it. Even when you smoked it, what was the reaction?
We were when I smoked it, I felt a little bit queasy, and I don't think I knew exactly what I was doing, so I didn't get the full effect that I was supposed to get.
And then how much time passed when you said to yourself, I have an idea that if I injected this, I would be happy?
It probably was about a year.
A year?
Yeah. Maybe in those days, a short amount of time seemed like forever. So it could have been 6 months, but it seemed like a year.
You mainlined.
Yeah.
But isn't it a weird thing, Slash, to start wrapping your arm with something and cooking up drugs?
It's actually half the fun of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It really? Do you still dream of it? Do you still miss it?
No.
You don't?
You know what? Because I stopped doing it as on a regular basis in like 1991 as soon as Guns N' Roses went back out on the second record. And I stopped, and I chipped a couple times along the way over the course of however many years. I probably put like maybe 7 or 8 times, and it never was as good as when I first did it. It was always
chasing the dream,
pain in the ass, and it just after a while you just resigned to the fact that it's just not going to be like that anymore, and you sort of let it go.
All right, so you're drug free now.
I've had moments where there's been people around who have had it on it, and there's in the back of your mind there's that sort of like a sensation of going, oh yeah, wow, but your rational thinking just takes over and goes, you don't want to go.
And you never did any rehabs
I did my first real rehab stint about a year ago.
Really?
Yeah.
That recently. Would you laugh at guys like Aerosmith when you guys would go out on tour with Aerosmith when you were in Guns N' Roses, and they would have rules where, in order to protect their sobriety, you couldn't even drink alcohol around them, or you had to hide it and drink it in a cup and this and that or the other thing. You don't place those kind of demands on other people, do you?
No. I actually like it when, within reason that people are, I like to be out with people and know that they're able to drink and stuff like that. It makes me feel more comfortable.
You don't even drink anymore? Wow.
Nothing? I
know, right?
Wow.
But I play a lot better, and I've been very productive. And it's this particular point in my life, it's actually working.
When you go to rehab and you show up, and you're a very famous person, do you go to a rehab specifically for famous people?
Well, this particular rehab that I went to wasn't necessarily for famous people, but you had to have some cash.
You had to have some major dough. So you're in there with some big players.
There was actually nobody there when I went in.
You had your own rehab.
I was the only client, which was great.
Isn't that a little scary?
My own bedroom. I think I was really in control going in there, knowing why I was there. So I think I really went to rehab more just to get some help to get off the stuff that I was on at the time. I really
was that the 𝗦𝗫𝗄𝗿𝗃 and all that?
Yeah. That's just so I didn't want to go through the whole long withdrawal thing, and also just to sort of get away from everything for a minute and get my head together, because there was a lot of shit going on at that time.
Not only were drugs going on, but a lot of sex. And you describe something in your new book that is very disturbing, and I feel for you on this.
What, the 𝗦𝗍𝗃 thing?
The 𝗦𝗍𝗃 thing. You say,
what is going on here?
I
knew this is. Yeah.
I remember being up in the bunk one night after a show with 𝗬𝗍 and some girl. We were taking turns having sex with her, but 𝗬𝗍 wasn't wearing any protection. So when he pulled out, he came on my leg.
Oh!
Since I was right there on the other side of her, that definitely stopped me in my tracks. I sat up, I looked at him, and I said, "Hey, 𝗬𝗍, man, we've got to get a bigger place."
Yeah, right.
When a man comes on your leg, what is that like?
That was a very surreal experience. But you have to understand, we were in a space that was entirely probably the size of a twin mattress. It was a loft that was the size of the mattress, and there was nowhere else to go, and we were both banging the same girl, and there was nowhere else for him to move to. And so in the heat of the moment, he wasn't really thinking about where he was aiming, and I was right there. And,
so many...
Really bonding moment. Yeah.
It really is. And when 𝗬𝗍 came, did he come a lot? Was it a big load?
It was.
Did he drop a big load?
It seemed like an eternity.
Was he laughing? That he goes, "Oh my God!"
He didn't know. He didn't know.
He was out.
No, he didn't realize where I was in proximity to where
it was dark.
Was.
What do you do? Honestly, this is very specific. what do you do with the load once it's on?
To lick it up.
You did? Did she really? I'm going to throw up. What do? You wipe it off with his shirt?
I use one of the blankets on the mattress.
When you're living that close with a bunch of guys and everything, the one thing I don't get is double teaming these chicks. Here, I mean, this is certainly a tremendous amount of variety on the road of women, especially when you're in a cool band.
This was in the old days. This was like before we ever hit the road, when we were just like the scourge of Hollywood local band.
Did you ever feel bad for the women? Did you ever have any sort of, this is what I'm talking about with your childhood. Like, it's almost like there were no rules. Like, some woman comes in, she's almost disposable. You take her in there, you fuck her a couple of times.
I'm not one of those guys. I'm that one guy in the band that actually sort of was sort of a sucker for girls. I mean, even the stupidest ones, I felt sort of bad for, the ones that would come in and be so easy to disrespect, you know?
Right.
And so some of the relationships that I had with women over the years, or most of the relationships I had with women over the years, when it came to sex, it was usually, so there was some sort of mutual respect between the two of us. But in certain instances, like this one that we're talking about with 𝗻𝗻cie, that was just some girl that I don't even know how she ended up there.
Did you ever share women with Axl Rose, the lead singer of Guns N' Roses?
A couple times.
You did?
Yeah.
I guess everybody shared.
Yeah. That's amazing. I never got into that. Then again, nobody wanted to share with me. Who wanted to see me naked? Certainly not another guy. Does it feel a little bit gay when you see one of your bandmates naked there, you know, and
you know how they
It's funny. You can sort of, you don't really get into the watching them per se.
Right.
It becomes sort of an animal thing. That you're not really paying attention to them. You're with the girl, and he's with the girl, and you're not really focusing on him at all. And you don't want him in any. Like, I had an incident a long time ago where I used to have these parties at my house, and party loving people would come over, and we would have a lot of interaction.
Yeah.
And I was on the landing in my house with this girl, and I was on the floor, and she was on top of me, and Ron Jeremy happened to be there, and he came up behind her without even asking, and then sort of got behind her, and I was like, oh. And then all of a sudden I felt invaded.
Yeah.
So there has to be some it's not one of those kind of things. I watch some porn movies, and I just couldn't handle.
There are rules, in a sense.
You didn't want Ron Jeremy joining in.
Yeah, there can be some awkward moments.
Awkward in the sense, too, like when you have to follow 𝗻𝗻cie, let's say, or Axl, you're the second guy in the girl. These guys have already come inside the girl. I mean, does any of that bother you? That bothers me for some reason. Why am I so uptight?
Yeah, really, of all people.
Am I uptight?
It's not really being uptight. It's just certain people have certain limits to what they think is,
acceptable.
That never bothered you.
Yeah, there's certain aspects of it that bother me.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm sleazy to an extent, but there's another part of me that's got a moral center that there's certain things I won't accept.
But are there rules as to who goes first?
I have a wide.
Yeah, but like are you the king bee in a sense that like you go first and then the guys follow?
I never thought about that. I'm actually racking my brains trying to figure out how that works.
So did there come a time when, let's say, 𝗻𝗻cie was banging a chick, he finishes, then you say, now I'm hopping on?
I don't think it ever really worked that way. It was usually one of those kind of things that if we were sharing a girl, it sort of all happened at the same time.
So would you prefer the mouth or the anus or the vagina?
Well, we never did the
anus.
Anus, the two,
Right.
Yeah, that's way out of control.
What's that sign that they got?
Yeah, what is that called? Double, not DP,
it's not
but
double penetration.
I learned this in Canada recently. I can't remember what it's called though. Anyhow, I think he would be doing her, and I would be getting it, getting oral.
Right.
We might switch around, not in any particular order.
Would it be something sort of too, if you weren't well hung?
I would prefer just having
a girl,
the one girl or two girls. I don't really like having guys around.
Yeah.
I could probably count on two hands how many times
you shared.
I shared, yeah.
Because it's a weird. Do you ever get into gee, my penis is bigger than 𝗻𝗻cie's, or I mean, I would get into that. I mean, I'm not saying it's because you do naturally compare, and any guy who says they don't is lying.
Also, don't you see him doing some weird thing? Go, oh, look at what he's doing.
There's awkward moments. Yeah.
Did you ever see 𝗻𝗻cie like looking at a girl's butthole, and then you go, you know what, 𝗻𝗻cie's gross?
Yeah, right. No, I don't remember that. But I do remember some incidents that happened with some other people in other bands where you have like a few girls come from a strip club or something like that, and they come into a hotel room and everybody's partying, and then all inhibitions go out the window, and next thing you know, there's like two girls giving one guy head for a minute, and then the other guy comes along, and then you're all standing together and they're all doing it, and you sort of at that point it's a party, but then there's another element that comes in. It's like, okay, now we're all doing this together. I didn't know you that well. No. Yeah, there's some moments out there.
When you wrote the book, did you leave some of those things out, like you saw the lead singer of AC/DC do something?
I didn't put anything in. There was one mention of my good friend James Hetfield.
Okay, from Metallica.
Right.
Yeah.
And I put it in there. I didn't want to get him into, I didn't want to.
What'd you see him do? What'd you put in?
He was in my hotel room, in the actual bedroom part, and I let him use the room with this girl that he was with. And this was a long time ago, way before he got
pre-marriage. Yes,
yeah,
of course.
And I needed to go in the room to get something. So I sort of opened the door and was creeping in, and he was head fucking her against the wall. But he was doing it. He was doing it in the James Hetfield kind of like
angry.
Going, oh yeah, this is fun.
Rock and roll.
I mentioned that because it was.
Is your penis bigger than Izzy's?
I can't remember. I think we're roughly around the same.
Roughly around the same size. Axl had a small penis. I read.
I don't know. I never actually went there.
I see. Never took a look at that. Well, I mean, it's a fascinating life. I mean, the sex.
Are you
drugs.
talking to Axl now?
Hell
no. These guys can't stand each other.
We haven't talked since when I quit. That was
pretty much it.
An unprecedented sort of kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't think he thought that I was serious. And I think that really caused a lot of bad blood.
You deal with the financial aspects of being in Guns N' Roses too. Your signing bonus when you first get signed to a record label. This is how out of control you were, which is so opposite the guy I kind of know sitting on the couch. You blew your signing bonus.
I tried not to.
You blew it on heroin, right?
Yeah. Well,
sad, right? I bet how much money do you think you missed out on?
It wasn't that much money. It was $7,500.
Yeah, but at the time you had nothing.
At the time it was huge, and I couldn't put money in the bank because I had a lien on my income at the time, and so I had it all in traveler's checks, and I really tried to maintain it. But you have to understand that when Guns N' Roses got signed, that we couldn't do anything. We couldn't do any gigs or really do anything except for sit for about a year and a half, and it was pretty hard to do it. We were bored shitless.
Is there an unbelievable aspect of fame that, like, aside from your mom introducing you to David Bowie at an early age, all of a sudden you start to get in a band, you start to get some kind of name out there, and suddenly, like you say, your first son was conceived in Ron Wood of the Rolling Stones house. You're hanging out with Sly of the Family Stone, smoking PCP and crack with him. I mean, you're doing.
Well, I didn't actually smoke crack with him,
but you saw him doing it.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe. He seems like such a normal guy.
Yeah, when I saw him last, he looked fine.
And then all these wild
drugs do weird things to very normal people.
And then wild things happen to you. I mean, a woman blew him while he was asleep. I mean, that's great stuff, right?
She wasn't a woman. She was a kid.
What do you mean?
She was. I mean, she must have been like 14 or 15 years old.
And you were asleep?
I was sort of asleep. I sort of half woke up for that.
I mean, this is not a normal life. You know that. I mean, most guys.
It's all fun, though. I got to tell you.
You bet.
I have no regrets.
Oh, I bet. I was going to ask you that. Certainly,
but
you shouldn't.
Also, my parents. I came from sort of the whole free love generation.
Right.
Everybody was very uninhibited in those days. And when you talk about David and whatnot, I mean. I was raised around a lot of musicians, a lot of entertainers, and it was all like that. I mean, I remember walking into a friend of my mom's place one time. I mean, adults were always having sex when I was a kid. And it wasn't.
It
wasn't.
All of this.
Yeah, it wasn't lurid, that kind of sex. It was just sort of a more loving kind of.
I'm telling you, he had a childhood with no rules.
Yeah.
I mean, you thought it was normal to walk into a room and see adults having sex.
Well, I mean, it would have been abnormal for them to keep me around.
Did you ever see your mom having sex?
Only once.
Who was she having sex with? With your dad?
Yeah, I walked in one time.
That's weird.
Yeah, that was weird. I never.
What position were they in? I bet it's frozen in your mind.
It was missionary.
It was.
Yeah.
And did you stand there and watch?
There was that second that lasts forever.
Yeah. You saw it going in and out.
No, it wasn't that close. I was on the other side of the room.
That's got to be traumatic. Yes, Gary, what do you want to ask?
No, I just want to ask Slash, because there's stuff that you're reading. I heard that you don't talk to Axl anymore, and there was that weird incident a couple of years ago, and I just never understood. Guns N' Roses, the Axl Guns N' Roses, played the Hard Rock on New Year's Eve, and Slash went there just to see what was going on, but I never understood what actually happened.
What happened was my wife and I saw an ad for Guns N' Roses at the Hard Rock at the Joint in the Hard Rock, and so we made a plan to go there. It was New Year's Eve, so went down there, sort of got myself set up, made a phone call, got set up, and then went down there, and I was forbidden to enter the venue.
But did you ever say to Axl, "Hey, I want to come by and see you"?
No.
And he didn't want you in.
The whole building knew I was coming.
Why do you think you went there? Were you looking for confrontation? Were you looking to say to him?
They were saying that the rumor was I had my guitar and my top hat, and I was going to go in there.
But why go and torture yourself?
But no, I just wanted to go see Guns N' Roses because I'd never seen them before.
Yeah, but wait a second.
That was it.
You
That
had to
was
be
it.
angry. This isn't Guns N' Roses.
But this was years after. You have to understand, when I quit, whatever he went on to do after that was fine.
Right.
And I knew he was going to continue on with the name because that was one of the things that was leading up to the split anyway, when it first came up. And so no, I was really intrigued. I wanted to go see what Guns N' Roses was.
What do you think of like Van Halen right now, where they get rid of Michael Anthony, the original bass player and backup vocal guy? They put in Eddie's son. Eddie Van Halen's son is in there now. Like, does that kind of burn you up a little bit? Because that's what Axl tried to pull with Guns N' Roses. He tried to replace the whole band. Do the fans deserve to see... They don't want to see Van Halen or Guns N' Roses with other players.
Well, I think it needs to be made very clear to the public that the original members will not be there, which... Somehow with the Guns situation, I don't think that happened.
I think that's why you went to the show that night. You wanted to sort of say to Axl, go ahead, you do this in front of me, asshole.
It wasn't like that.
I will tell you how
it was really pretty innocent. Just wanted to go see. I mean, think about it. How interesting would that be?
Yeah, but you couldn't have been surprised by their reaction.
I would be angry.
I was, there's a point there, it's like, oh, come on, get off it. What am I going to do?
Yes, Gary.
It was weird because there was one time I went to see Guns N' Roses, and of course you're looking for the guitar player to be Slash, and it could have just been sort of, nondescript, and instead it was that weird guy Buckethead. You remember?
That was on the MTV show.
It was a guy with a bucket over his head, and it was almost like calling too much attention.
No, I was him for Halloween a couple of years ago.
Were you a Buckethead?
Yeah, but let me just put one thing in.
Do you think Buckethead is a talented individual?
I don't really know his work. I really don't know his work.
Okay.
I've heard he's a really accomplished guitar player.
Okay.
Very technically, fluent.
You say that as a put down in a way. That a guitar player
he's not a rock guy,
A rock guy has a certain soul to his guitar.
Yeah,
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
It's not just all about technical.
I have heard a couple pieces of music from Buckethead, and it's technically proficient, but doesn't have any heart.
So, in other words, you kind of say, hey, there's two types of musicians. There's the guy who can go in and read charts and get that all done, and then there's you. You can walk into a studio and make something magical happen.
Something like that. It's like if somebody picks up the guitar and has the balls to really come from the heart and expose himself, emotionally on the instrument, you can tell, you can feel it.
Getting back to the sex for 1 minute.
Wait, let me straighten out one thing about
go ahead.
the Axl thing.
Yeah.
Just with all due respect to Axl, he didn't know that I was banned from the venue. It was a manager thing, which actually happened to be our old manager, who I hated with a passion anyway. And
so
he thought Axl might not react, positively if he knew I was there, so he decided to take it upon himself.
But did Axl ever reach out to you afterwards to say, "Hey, I heard you were there. Sorry you couldn't get in. Would have loved to have seen you"?
No, that's not his style.
No, he doesn't do
reaching
that.
out.
No.
Now,
okay, sorry.
Getting back to the sexual thing, it is amazing. Because I'm sure you guys weren't wearing contraception and stuff. The only STD you say in your book that you got was you got genital warts on your stomach.
No. I got genital warts on my penis. But what happened was I had these marks on my stomach, which they were sort of like psoriasis kind of thing. But being hypochondriac, I guess. It was right around the time that the AIDS thing was first really starting.
Right.
And it just seemed like real small versions of what the AIDS lesions look like. And of course, it would not surprise me because practicing safe sex at the time wasn't really a habit. I don't think the only time you ever practiced safe sex was not to get a girl pregnant. And that was, even then, that was hard to do.
But it is amazing. You didn't come down with a lot of stuff.
That was the only thing. That and crabs. That was the only.
The crabs you got. You didn't get the herpes. You didn't get any of that stuff. You really got lucky.
I never even got hepatitis C, which a lot of guys.
A miracle. Did you share needles when you were shooting?
There was times.
Yes, and
he skirted all of them.
I've been really lucky.
Yeah.
But here you are, a hypochondriac.
Not really. I'm just
But you probably are
a little bit.
Yeah, and then you would share a needle with someone, which to me would be totally dangerous.
It's in the whole fervor of
getting the drugs.
Yeah, it is a real psychological thing to that.
They say that about Keith Richards too, that he's lucky and he's got this constitution, of an ox.
A horse.
You have to be reasonably intelligent to sort of get away with a lot of this stuff, but at the same time, I've been really, really lucky.
Yeah, it is. It's a roll of the dice. Another upsetting thing happened to you. You once passed out. You were unconscious, and you were teabagged by Tommy Lee, the drummer of 𝗦𝗵cie 𝗄.
Yeah.
Now, what's that all about?
Don't trust your friends.
Yeah, I mean, you passed out from drinking.
Yeah.
You're laying there on the floor unconscious, and Tommy Lee gets naked and puts his balls
over my face. They weren't touching, but
who knows?
Well, I saw the picture.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, there was it's actually in Nikki's book. I think it's a little bit more graphic in Nikki's book, of course.
Describe, if you would, the smell of Tommy's balls.
I was out cold.
I see. So you never smelled his balls?
No.
Right. Do you say to a guy afterwards, "Hey, I'm coming. I'm going to kick the shit out of you"?
No. I deserved it because I put myself in that position by passing out on the floor of the bar and them having to take me up to the room and put me to sleep.
But you do expect your bros to be...
Well, I had a couple things to say, obviously, but under the circumstances, I deserved it.
You seem like a good-natured person.
I am. I'm pretty easygoing.
What about fights? Do you ever have any fist fights?
I used to. I haven't in a while.
Did you ever have any with Axel?
No.
You never had a fight?
I think there was one time in our relationship where I thought that was going to happen, but I think we both thought better of it.
Probably the relationship between you and Axel can never be repaired, because even in your book you say some nasty things about him, in the sense that you saw him flip out on girls who wouldn't have sex with him.
There was a one incident that I didn't put that in there because I wanted to talk about him. It just had a lot to do with why I left. We were in rehearsal at the time, and we were staying in Chicago, and why I left Chicago, which is a whole story.
What did you see that night?
Nothing I'm going to get into here.
What do you mean? He yelled at a girl or he hit her?
I just reacted inappropriately.
In other words, hey, you have to give me
sex with him.
Yeah. But there was, I really don't want to get into all that. Because it wasn't that big a deal. It wasn't that big a deal. I think the reasoning behind it and so on and so forth, I thought was sort of unsavory. So I just got sort of disgusted with the whole thing that was going on at that period. So I don't want to single that one incident out.
Why did you have sex with an old girlfriend the night before your wedding? What happened there? Were you scared to get married? Was that it? And you just said, hey, shit, I got to get out of this thing?
The first marriage I got into was an ultimatum.
Right.
And I don't think I went in the right. I didn't go into it from the heart, and so I sort of dated this girl that is now my wife.
Right.
Not really dated, but we saw each other on occasion, and we always had a good time. And she knew that. She knew that we had sort of a connection.
Is this the wife when you were doing my movie you were hanging out with?
That's the one that I was married to then.
Right.
Yeah.
That was the first
one. Yeah. I divorced.
She was hot.
She was a good-looking girl, but it was an ultimatum. I'd been caught. She finally caught me. Someone ratted me out for everything that I'd done behind her back. I mean, literally everything.
Aren't friends great?
Somebody had it in for me.
Why would they do that to you?
And so we split up for a while, and of course I was out on tour, and I started feeling lonely. And just because of all these things I did to her didn't mean that I didn't care about her. It was just I really wasn't ready for that serious of a relationship at that point, I think.
Are there any? But there, again, there's no rules, So like you would just say, hey, screw it.
I was like a sex addict at that point.
You were.
I was out of control.
When you went to rehab,
I used to keep 3 and 4 hotel rooms in every hotel, so I could go bouncing around.
So that's part of your thing. You can't sit still. So so keep yourself busy with women, right? Yeah, why not?
It's like drugs.
Yeah, that ain't bad.
You can't knock it, though.
A lot of famous women?
No, not necessarily. I mean, some more famous than others, but...
Look at you. How many women you figured you banged in your time? Come on.
I don't
give me a number.
I don't have a number.
You up over 500?
I have no...
Look at you.
You didn't keep any records?
Of course not.
Are you kidding? There are written records. It's more thorough than a German concentration camp.
Anyway, so what happened was Perla heard that I was getting married. Actually, she came to my bachelor party, which was a co-ed bachelor party because... Oh, what I was saying was so I called my girlfriend up. I called my girlfriend up, who was going to be my wife, and I said, let's get back together. And she said, not unless we get married. And I was like, oh.
So you had to do it.
And so then we did it, and Perla, who'd known me from previous, came around and said, ha-ha, and then somehow we ended up doing it the night before my wedding.
Beautiful.
The wedding was doomed from that point on. The marriage was doomed, But I feel really bad because I actually put her through something. I'm not into hurting people's feelings for, being inconsiderate.
How are your children going to rebel against you? It's going to be tough.
I don't know. I'm sure they'll find...
They'll be
all kids find something.
Yeah, they seem like good kids or what?
They're great kids.
They are.
Yeah, they're out of control too, though. We have to work really hard to keep them in check.
Right, because you're used to having a life.
My wife
rules.
and I, when we first, our whole relationship, up until when we had kids, we were probably the craziest couple you'll ever meet.
Oh, I believe that.
And so when the kids came, it sort of, I guess it was payback. It's like, okay, we got 2 boys. It's like...
Who are the great bands today? Anybody turning you on musically, or are you just fed up with the whole scene?
I don't have a lot of positive things to say about what's going on with rock and roll right now. I mean, it's about as far removed from the genuine article as far as I'm concerned. There's some bands that are still around that came out in the 90s, which I might have not thought that much of then, but I think huge, I think they're great now because they're the only bands around that have any inkling of what that kind of rock and roll attitude.
What's an example of one of those bands?
Well, Foo Fighters are great.
Foo Fighters are great.
One of the greatest bands that's come out in the last 15 years.
Did it surprise you when the drummer from the Foo Fighters turned out to be a lead singer and guitar player?
Yeah,
I mean, what did I say?
Drummer from Nirvana.
Yeah, from Nirvana.
Yeah. I remember the first time I saw the Foo Fighters was here at what's the place by Dave Letterman. Right across
Roseland.
I saw him at Roseland, and it was great. And it was that was in like not too long after Kurt died.
It was shocking to you, probably.
But he is a great band, and he's a great songwriter. Yeah.
So, when you had to write a book, I don't even know what inspired you to write a book. When you say you wrote the book, you worked with a writer, and he even claims that 4 in the morning, when you would remember a story, you would call him. You don't know any work hours, and
well, no, I had to call him when they came because trying to recall all that stuff wasn't the easiest thing to do.
Oh, I think it's the most difficult thing in the world. Well, you've done it. I mean, you've written a very, very interesting book. This is great. Slash's new book, Slashed. That's the name of the book.
It's just Slash.
That's what I said.
I thought you said slashed.
Yeah, you did say that.
I thought,
Sloshed.
Slash's new book. Slash would have been a good title.
That's a good one. You should have talked to me. The book Slash is in stores now, and you can check out Slash in Guitar Hero 3 in stores now as well.
Best game ever, by the way.
Isn't it cool?
Guitar Hero Howard is the best fucking game.
It's one of those things I got involved with that I don't consider a sellout because it was so cool. Yeah.
Better than chess?
No, chess is great, but that's a different animal.
I
keep chess on my BlackBerry.
You play chess?
Yeah.
You're not on the ICC,
What's the ICC?
Chessclub.com, Internet Chess Club?
No.
Oh.
Because Howard could play with you.
I will play with you.
Really?
Oh, yes.
That's when I remember starting playing chess when I was pretty young, and I've always had a thing for chess.
I don't want to brag, but I'm a 1600.
No, I believe you're probably pretty good. You seem like you would be.
Yeah, I'm no retard.
I'm into poker now. That's my new thing.
That's your thing?
That seems like everybody's into poker. So
But are you going to get carried away with that and blow a lot of money?
No. I mean, at this point, I love watching on TV, and I love playing it on my telephone.
Right.
And it's.
Are you playing big stakes poker?
I'm not a gambler. You're not going to get me to take $1,000 or $10,000 and put it on the table.
How much do you play for?
I don't play for anything. I'm playing on a machine.
Yeah,
that's
he doesn't go to the casino.
I have some friends that I can play with, but that's small stakes.
All right, get the book Slash in stores now. What do you want to say, Garibaldi?
I got a question and then a story. One of our friends has a good story about Slash. But in the book, do you talk about how you wrote the songs? Because I read how you came up with the guitar riff for Sweet Child of Mine. I was wondering if it was true.
I got into a lot of the songs on Appetite because it's such an infamous record. And so I did talk about Sweet Child of Mine and Welcome to the Jungle and Night Train and Paradise City and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because Sweet Child of Mine supposedly what he would do to warm up that riff.
Well, in practicing, I try and make up something interesting just to keep myself engaged instead of just mindless practicing. And I stumbled on this cool pattern that had a nice melody to it and started coming up with these different notes within the pattern. And then a couple of the other guys started playing some chords behind it.
And then would Axl come in and then start singing to it?
Axl, unbeknownst to us, was upstairs writing lyrics to it, and we didn't know.
Wow.
And so the next day at rehearsal, he goes, "Let's do that thing you guys were working on," and it became this big song.
That's great. When it's that easy, it's a shame it can't last forever. You just wish you could stay in that zone.
But that was just
also one of those songs.
The song still gives me chills.
It's one of those songs that's very indicative of an entire band working together. Right. It would never have happened without the other guys.
Yeah.
Right. It's a collaborative thing that happens. Yeah. But this is your warm-up exercise.
It's not a warm-up exercise. He said that.
Well, that's what I read. What was it?
It was just something that I made up that I was thought was interesting.
Practice,
but I never would have probably made a song out of it. It was very private. They just happened to pick up on it.
And Axl walks downstairs and says, "Hey, listen to these lyrics I'm working on."
He didn't know. He didn't say anything. It was the next day. If I remember correctly, he goes, "Hey, play that thing you guys were jamming in the living room yesterday." And so we started playing it, and he started singing something. So he was up there listening and writing.
Wow. Oh, that's just great. That's a cool story. Yeah.
Now I'm going to tell you our story. So Shuli, our very own Shuli, used to live in Las Vegas, and he said he worked at one of those photo places, and he said he once developed a nude roll of film of Slash. He's out there if you want to talk to him about it.
You got to be kidding me.
Really? Yeah. Why would you do that on camera? You don't care. You're probably high as a kite.
I don't believe this, but
what was it, Shuli? You worked in a camera place.
Well, it was like a souvenir/liquor store that sold everything. If it wasn't nailed down, we'd sell it, and we developed film there too. And he came in and was trash. And at the time, I didn't even recognize Slash because he didn't have a hat on. His hair was flat and everything. and they dropped off a roll of film. It was you, and I don't know which one.
Was it in L.A.?
No, it was in Vegas. It was on Fremont Street.
No, okay. There's actually some pictures in the book of she and I, but they weren't full on sex. There's there's some nudity, but there's no real penetration.
There's a picture in the book. She's got her face where the sun don't shine.
When I developed the film, that's when I realized it was Slash, because there was a picture of him in the shower, and I saw this tattoo on his arm of himself. It says Slash with the hat.
It's a tattoo. He was actually of a girl, but it has my name.
Oh, it does. Okay, well,
character.
And he was nude, and he's just standing there in the shower.
How was he hung? Was he have a big penis?
Yeah, it was huge. I made double prints. I put it in the book we had for naked photos. We had a book underneath for nude pictures.
You're very gracious.
That's very nice of you. Well, Slash, it's a pleasure.
Yes, Artie.
Can I ask him a couple of questions?
Yeah, go ahead.
How you doing, man? Artie. When you guys were like a great sort of band in the tradition of classic, rock and roll. When you saw bands like Nirvana and Pearl Jam, that whole grunge thing coming on, did you feel like you guys were in trouble in any way?
No, I was really excited. Being that in the 80s we were one of the few sort of hands down gritty rock and roll bands. There's so much other glam and sort of fake anthem stadium rock or whatever you want to call it going on. When grunge happened, which I still have a hard time calling it that, but in the 90s, in the early 90s, when Nirvana, Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, what's the other band? Pearl Jam. Yeah. And bands like that, those were the main ones. I thought it was great because it was like some new blood, and I was really addicted to a couple of these records.
So it wasn't a turn off to you? You liked it?
What would you rather call it? Just rock and roll, like anything else,
right? It was basically just an extension of what we were doing.
Right.
I agree. I agree.
And just one real last thing. I've struggled with drugs, as documented on this show, and I'm curious, what created more chaos in your life? Because I have a definite answer to this.
Yeah.
Coke or heroin? What do you think created more like chaos? What made you more out of control?
Coke definitely made me more out of control. But we keep mentioning Coke, but I only speedballed Coke, so I always had it with heroin.
Oh, really?
I did a couple lines here and there. Like, I used to hang out with Sam Kinison back in the day, and he used to blow my mind. He'd do a line the size of this table in one hit.
Yeah,
really some serious business.
Yeah.
Coke's not really my drug of choice. It's too up.
So you always had heroin?
I'm a heroin guy.
Wow.
But some of my weirdest stories in the book are about when I'd run out of dope and it just end up with the Coke left to shoot, and then the hallucinations that go along with that.
Right.
You said at one point you put your fist through a piece of glass shower.
There was something that happened, an incident in Phoenix, where I probably would have gone to jail for a good amount of time.
Oh, really?
And luckily, there was a promoter there. My manager called. That was probably one of the few.
What happened?
One of the few good things they ever did for me. They got me on a plane and sent me back to L.A. like that.
What did you do though?
I tripped out in this resort.
Coke. Yeah. You started to hallucinate.
Yeah, completely. And I was running around this resort, running from something I thought was chasing me.
You were naked, weren't you?
Yeah, I was naked, and I ran into this maid who pressed charges.
Oh my goodness!
For what?
For what do you call it? Like
indecent exposure.
No. When you punch somebody, what do you call it?
Assault. Yeah.
I couldn't
punch the maid.
And then
you were naked and you punched the maid.
I just ran over her.
You thought she was a monster.
I knocked her down. No, she was in my way, and
and you were running from what? What did you see?
I was running from these little imaginary demons that had these little guns that were chasing me, and I trashed my hotel room trying to get away from them, and then went through the front door.
It doesn't sound like fun.
No, it was. You
could have lost your mind.
Yeah, in the book you described them. What do you say that you described?
I said they looked like the little predator guys.
Yeah,
that was the best thing I could.
I mean, you were real hardcore with this. In fact, in the book, Slash goes into the fact that he got a virus from drinking too much, and they had to replace something in your heart, didn't they?
They put a defibrillator in my heart.
Right.
Wow.
And they told me that
this is hardcore.
That I wasn't going to live. They said that you have 6 days to 6 weeks, and I refused to. I remember that was serious, and I didn't have a problem quitting drinking to sort of go along with doctor's orders. But I was really concerned with getting all because I had to cancel the tour, and so I wanted to make up those dates.
Right.
And that's what got me through it. And I was back on the road within months.
Because when you're on coke or heroin, at least me, you can drink endlessly. And when I would go on a coke binge, I was more into coke in my 20s because it forced you to be social. Cocaine, you were out, and that's why it created more chaos. But heroin, you want to withdraw and be by yourself.
I'm an introvert by nature, so doing coke and socializing, it's okay. It makes it more like I go out now and I realize why I did so many drugs because I just can't
stand being
it's
around
like
people.
boring. You know, hang out at a bar, everybody's talking, and you're like, this is why I used to drink.
Well, anyway, hey, by the way, you were at Anna Nicole Smith's funeral.
Yeah.
How did that? Were you close with her?
I wouldn't say close. She was more of an acquaintance to me, but she was close to my wife.
Oh.
And we didn't know each other all that well, but what's the guy's name? Her
Howard K. Stern.
Howard invited us, and Perla thought we should go, so we took off and went down there, and that was a real scene. And that Nicole's mom was a real piece of work.
Really?
Yeah. She showed up at the funeral. I guess it was about an hour to 2 hours late because she was at the courthouse still trying to win that.
Yeah, the custody deal.
Yeah.
Pretty wild, man. You've done it all, and you've put it in.
And
you've put it in a book
everywhere. Yes.
And I got to tell you something. It's a great book. Good for you, man. Slash's new book, Slash, in stores now. Check out Slash and Guitar Hero 3, by the way.
And we have Velvet Revolver's got a new record out.
Yeah, Velvet Revolver, and that thing's going well.
So we're touring. I'm just on a quick break. We're going to Japan and Australia.
Very nice.
Yeah, and I can't believe you got Scott Weiland under control.
He's the angel in the band.
No kidding.
Yeah,
it's
I
unbelievable.
wouldn't call him an angel, but he's doing really well.
Well, it's great. It's always great to see you. I love when you come in here. And I love to sit and talk to you about your life. Yeah. It's fascinating.
All you guys, and I heard you were sick, so you might not be here. So I'm glad you're here.
Oh, I'm here. I'm not sick. Don't believe
she's sick.
the rumors.
She's the healthiest one in the room, Slash.
Right.
That's right. Thanks, Slash.
All right,
Good luck with the book.
You.
All right, Slash, how do you think it went in there today?
It was good. That was one of the more comfortable times I've had doing Howard Show. I always have a good time doing Howard Show, but I also get nervous.
Why were you nervous?
I don't really like talking all that much. Like doing face-to-face interviews because I'm sort of quiet. And I get thrown to the wolves sometimes. Howard's like that. The first time I ever did an interview with Howard was over the phone, and I didn't know who he was. This was years ago, and I called him from Hawaii at like 2 a.m, drunk off my ass. Didn't know who I was dealing with, and he just sort of wiped the floor with me. But luckily, I think that what broke the ice though was that he was cool enough to let me redo the show the next day. And so ever since then, we've had sort of a relationship. So I have a lot of respect for the guy.
And was it weird talking about like your sex life and your childhood with drugs and everything?
I was sort of expecting it, but you never know exactly how it's going to go. There was a couple of uncomfortable moments in there, especially the group sex stuff, because I hadn't really thought about that. I didn't have any good answers for it. But it's all good,
So we got Adrian Grenier and Kevin Conley from Entourage coming in.
Adrian who?
I love those guys. Adrian Grenier.
Isn't it Grenier? I'm just saying is all.
Leave me alone.
You like this guy. You think he's hot.
Okay. How you doing? Good.
How's it going?
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's going on?
Morning.
Morning. Just got off the red eye.
Oh, man. Throwing you right into the...
Right into the mind.
Yeah. So you guys still psycho even though it's so early?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got his coffee though. Right this way. Right this way, guys.
Oh, look, the fruit plate. The fruit plate in there. They got the fruit plate.
So you guys know if there's a fruit plate, you've made it.
Yeah. This is it.
We thought that if we weren't Tom Cruise, we weren't going to get one.
No, you guys have made the list.
We did. Nice. That's a great...
That is a very sexy fruit plate.
So what's going on? You guys have a coffee table book coming out?
We do. Is it a coffee table? It's a coffee table, yeah. It's good. Have you looked at it?
I have. It's actually a really great book. And it's not just because I'm in it, but that does help.
All right.
No. It's actually pretty well done.
It is. It's very fanciful.
All right, guys. Have fun with Howard today.
We will. We're very excited.
From Entourage, Adrian Grenier and Kevin Conley. It's actually Grenier. Adrian Grenier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I never knew how to pronounce that either.
Yeah, these guys are on the hit show Entourage on HBO. There's the boys.
There they are in the flesh.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Hey, fellas. Good to have you on here.
Glad to be here.
I like the pronunciation.
Grenier is the right way to say it.
Grenier.
Is it? That's
No, it's Grenier. You don't even know.
How do you say it?
I don't know.
Your co-star doesn't even know how to say it.
It's Grenier.
Grenier.
I thought it was Grenier.
Grenier.
Why would it be Grenier?
Because Will researched it and found out. And evidently,
so you're wrong.
Adrian, you don't even know how to say your real name.
Is it Grenier? It's Grenier.
It's Grenier.
My mom
it's
calls
an
you Grenier.
affirmative.
I can't believe it. She does it every single time. My mom says the same thing. Grenier.
You know,
Boys,
in year 5, everyone in Mary Tyler Moore's show knew how to pronounce their own name.
When Entourage was first coming out, I remember we spoke.
We had you in with Mark
Marky Mark. And now the show's a huge hit.
It was like the first episode or something.
But did you believe it would really be a hit? Did you really think it would be this big?
Not as big as it is, no. It's pretty shocking. But yeah, at the time, it was like, I think 1 or 2 episodes had aired.
What had you done up until then? I mean, you weren't that well known, right?
No, I wasn't. I mean, I'd done Unhappily Ever After. We talked about 𝗵𝗵𝗄𝗿𝗍, didn't I?
Right, yeah, that's Kevin. Kevin has quite a sexual history. he was dating a very hot chick named Nikki Cox.
Yes.
And 𝗵𝗵𝗄𝗿𝗍 stole her.
Swiped her out from her. Yeah. And then Jay Moore swiped her from him.
Is he now married to her?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's a very hot chick. She is, in fact, I remember Artie met her once when he was working on the set of
I worked
the
with her
Norm
for
Show.
a year.
The Norm Show, yeah.
And she'd show up in like a 12-year-old boy's T-shirt, like one of those guinea T-shirts.
Right, the little
She would rehearse.
And she would distract the crew. They had to tell her to put some clothes on.
Did they really have to tell her to put clothes on?
No, what happened was, I worked with her for a full year, and she would rehearse. First of all, she had this enormous black guy who was her bodyguard.
Clay.
Clay. Yeah,
Who was she I mean, from you guys?
She had to have a bodyguard at all times.
She had
a real, serious problem with a stalker years ago.
Okay.
And this guy is so intimidating, but she would show up. At the time, she was 21. And she would show up to rehearsal with like a 12-year-old boy's guinea T-shirt on.
Wow.
And fuck the crew. Me and Norm said, listen, we can't act as it is.
I'm trying to act there.
I mean, I can't...
She might have been the reason that show got canceled.
Probably is right.
We had to switch our names in the cast to our real... I originally had a different name.
Kevin, how devastating is it when you lose a girl like that to 𝗵𝗵𝗄𝗿𝗍?
It was not my finest. It's not one of my finest moments.
How did you tell
We've made up since
How
then.
did it affect your working with him, though?
We did it actually another year like that with them together. Yeah. Ooh. So.
Yikes.
How did she tell you?
I read it somewhere or something.
Oh,
Even
you're
worse.
kidding.
Yeah.
It's a terrible thing.
It's a terrible thing.
And now she's dating Jay Moore.
She's married to Jay Moore, who's a nice guy. Listen, that was like 10 years ago, 12 years ago.
I mean,
I've been to hell and back since then.
But was this going on behind your back for a while? Is that what you're saying?
Always assume that it is. If you think it's not, you're just in denial.
I'll have you know I will never
Whether
do
or
that
not
to
it
you,
was,
Kev.
yeah, thank you, Adrian.
Adrian gets lots of women. We're going to get to his,
your women.
We're going to get to your resume. I imagine it is not very difficult for you to get women. You're a good-looking dude. Sometimes I see Adrian at the gym. For a while, we were into this weird thing. We didn't even say hello to each other.
It was weird, right?
It was weird. Now I finally walked up to him. I said, "Why
did that go on?"
I go, "I don't know. I mean, I forgot that Adrian was on the show, and I would have immediately gone up and said, normally I don't bother anybody,
right?
But I passed him in the hall, and finally I said to him, hello.
It was an awkward hello, as I recall.
Yeah, because I was like, well, maybe I did something bad to this guy or something. I don't know.
What gym?
I think we were just trying to let each other. I mean, we were both like,
giving each other your space or something.
Yeah, but I didn't want to bother you. You didn't want to bother me.
I don't want to bother anybody, but it was good that we said
Besides, you're not a woman. Why should he bother with you?
Honestly, it's true. I thought it might be refreshing.
Why should he waste his time being charming to you?
All right, let me slow this down for a second.
Maybe, right?
I got a lot to talk to you guys about. And Adrian will get to your list, but as long as Kevin started with
let's start with Kevin, since we know him better.
Kevin, recently, though, and this is an important topic to bring up with you, you happened to be at the MTV Awards.
I was at the MTV. So
when
was Adrian.
Kid Rock, Adrian was there as well, but you were an eyewitness to Kid Rock and Tommy Lee fighting.
I was.
It was reported in all the newspapers that Pam Anderson was there and Kid Rock and Tommy Lee got into a fight. What did you see that night? What was your eyewitness account?
Okay, now, I mean, I don't want to incriminate. I don't want to incriminate anyone. Am I going to get in trouble?
Are there charges?
Are there pending charges?
The truth will set you free. What did you see that night? That's all I'm asking you.
Okay. I saw, Kid Rock. We were all at one table. And, Adrian, you were there. You have an eyewitness account as well. Are you going to chime in?
You saw it too?
Yeah, we were both sitting there.
Yeah.
Now, did the police interview you guys afterwards?
No.
They did not. Why not? Why wouldn't they interview you?
I don't think there have been any charges.
Oh, okay. That's good.
I was actually mesmerized by the performance on stage.
That's the one thing why most people didn't really see what was going on, because Alicia Keys was on stage and she was killing it.
Phenomenal.
Really, I find her a little boring.
Not this night. She was not.
She was good.
Nothing boring about it.
And she lost weight, did she not? She
just looked great. The performance, everything that she was doing was unbelievable. So all eyes were on her. Not to mention we were right there, so she's like standing on top of us.
So why are these two fighting?
First of all, listen, I don't know Tommy at all. Kid Rock, to me, was like one of the coolest dudes. I could not believe it. I was very impressed with him. He just was like
he's a very nice
normal guy, you know, and he was sitting there, and I guess Tommy Lee came over and sat down next to him, and Kid Rock sort of, just
dicked him.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how else to say
Was it a sucker punch?
No. Not that I saw.
All right, let me take you through this. You're sitting at the table, you're minding your own business. Tommy Lee walks over to Kid Rock's table and plunks his ass down in the seat next to Kid Rock.
Now, the other thing to keep in mind is we're all sitting in our, Kid Rock is sitting in his assigned seat.
Right.
It's not like Kid Rock was looking for anything. That was his seat. He was there for 2 hours. He was there the whole night.
Tommy Lee walks over, sits down right next to him, which is going to be tough because here they were married to the same woman. A lot of mean things were said.
Did he say anything?
It looked to me like I don't think that Tommy Lee really even realized he did it.
Oh,
he
really?
did it.
And then Kid Rock
and they had this look of like...
Did Kid Rock stand up or did he remain seated?
Tommy Lee stood up first, I believe. Kid Rock said something to him like, get the fuck out of here. Get up and get out of here. Something like that.
And then Kid Rock hauled off and punched him in the face.
That's how it looked to me, yeah.
Did Tommy say anything at all?
He didn't really have much time to say much of anything.
Did Tommy go down from the punch?
It happens. The other thing is the security there was amazing.
Yes.
Security. It was like a half a second.
Now let me ask you something else. Did Kid Rock check the security before he took the punch?
And then Kid Rock, Kid Rock just got up and sort of walked out with a bunch of security guards. It was pretty.
Wow.
It was really one of the coolest things I've ever seen. To be totally honest with you.
To see Kid Rock punch Tommy Lee in the face was probably better than what was going on stage. While Adrian was staring at the stage, you got to see the real.
I'm a music lover.
You are.
He likes the violence. Caught it out of the corner of my eye. But the funniest thing was then Puffy and all the rapper guys were like, I got to stop violence in rock and roll.
But Kevin, you do like violence. You have been involved in fights.
I was nothing.
Did you not punch Oil Air Brandon Davis in the face? Now everybody can't stand him. I mean, he is an obnoxious rich kid. Why did you punch him in the face? How did that occur?
Why not?
Right.
Honestly, he's I obviously dated Nikki for years, and
that's not obvious. You dated Nikki Hilton.
Right.
Now let me understand this. When you date one of the Hilton sisters, that's a very wealthy girl, right?
Correct.
Does she pay for stuff?
No, well, no. I mean,
why should she pay for stuff?
Because she has more money than Kevin.
Take her out.
I mean, Kevin's making okay money. He's working for HBO. He ain't a millionaire. We know that HBO is very cheap.
Right. They've been good with us.
Have been good. Adrian, have they been good with you?
They've been all right.
They've been all right. You're not. I don't see you doing any dancing.
I don't have anything to compare it to.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Now,
I mean, no. Listen. I mean, I earn enough living to where. Do I pay for dinner? Of course. Would I do that kind of stuff?
He used to have to compete financially with her a little bit. As I recall, he spent a lot of money on gifts because he had to sort of show her that
Kevin Dillon used to say, "You're setting the bar too high early, bro."
And you would hang out with Paris Hilton and Nikki Hilton. That's got to be a great, fun scene for you, right?
Yeah, and the whole family. They were always very nice to me. It'd be easy to sit here.
Where it shows, though, is like on vacations.
Correct. Well, no, not like that. They took me away for Christmas vacation. But her, that was her dad.
We could probably do a whole interview just on this aspect of your life because it's fascinating to bag one of these Hilton sisters and
hang around in the whole thing. Yeah,
they're nice. They're actually really nice girls. They hate me now.
They hate you now? Why do they hate you now?
Well, no, it's gotten better. I mean, they hated me for a while. But
why? Because you broke up?
Yeah, I mean, we just had an ugly breakup. But
why did she think you were going to marry her?
She thought a lot of things, but we're friendly now.
Why did you break up? It seems like a good situation. Attractive girl. I mean, money, the whole thing.
We were together for a long time, and some things just run their course.
Yeah. Now
Run their course, huh?
When you start banging her, was this before Entourage?
Actually, yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So
did you have to choose between the sisters? I mean, you go out. Do you have to say, should I go for Paris or Nikki?
No.
Who's got the tighter vagina, Nikki Cox or Nikki Hilton?
Oh dear.
Come on, let's get that.
Dear.
Who's tighter? Who's better in bed?
Very good friends.
Who's better in bed? Nikki Cox or Nikki Hilton? You go to a girl. You go into an island. They say to you, the only thing you can bring.
You get one Nikki. Which
that
one
would be a tough one.
You go with Cox or Hilton?
That would be a tough one.
It would.
That would be a tough one.
Well, what's your choice?
I'm
giving you Schindler's List now.
Honestly, the other thing, Nikki Cox, it was so long. I mean, it was literally. Like
so you would take Nikki Hilton over Nikki Cox?
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily.
I would take Nikki Hilton. There's a chance Nikki Cox might blurt out Jay Moore's act.
You mean if she blurts out Jay Moore's act, you would throw up?
Yeah.
Right. That's very, very mean. So. You'll never reveal which one goes the extra mile.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Honestly, Nikki
more
Cox,
loving?
I don't remember.
Who's more loving?
No, that's a tough one too.
Well, look, you've seen One Night in Paris, right?
Neither of them are loving.
No, they both are. Listen, honestly, I get along pretty well with both of them at this point. Nikki Cox and I, are really, and Jay Moore too. Jay Moore's a good guy.
But wait a minute, Kevin. You've seen One Night in Paris.
I actually haven't seen One Night in Paris, but I'm friends with Rick Solomon's a friend of mine.
Is that
Rick Solomon's an old friend of mine.
Is he a nice guy?
Very nice guy.
And what do you think of him marrying Pam Anderson?
I think he seems happy. Really, really.
You think that's real?
I don't think it's real. I know it's real. He's a good friend of mine.
Did there come a time when you saw both of the Hilton sisters naked together?
No.
No.
That never
did
happened.
not. Never happened. You never saw them nude?
No.
Did there come a time when you found yourself attracted to Paris? It was a very attractive girl.
Right. Well, but I actually met Nikki through Paris, so Paris and I have been friends for a long time, but, you know.
Did you try to get Paris and didn't work out?
No, she was always dated Rick.
Adrian, I think, banged her a couple of times, right? Adrian,
I want to see if, let's hear this.
Good for you. I mean, I would do that in a minute. How was that for you?
Well, I haven't, but
you haven't?
I imagine it'd be great.
You made out with her a little bit?
Never.
Nothing sexual. It was rumored that you were doing her, right?
We have a very professional relationship, in fact.
Why would you have a
colleagues.
professional relationship with her?
Well, because I'm making a documentary about the media, and she has a very
prominent role.
Yeah, she does.
All
so it's a natural.
Good looking
subject.
as you are, she didn't come on to you at all? Come on, let's be serious.
I mean, we flirt, of course.
Of course, yes, absolutely. I'm going to get to your documentaries in a second. Let's get through Kevin's fights and sexual history first.
Yeah, because, you got right off of him socking the guy. I don't know how.
Yeah, I don't know how we got off that. So when you punch this Brandon Davis character, who is a very, I guess, obnoxious guy, what happens there? Why would you punch him in the face?
I
like that.
The thing, it's always the people around those girls that I had the biggest problem with. He's all right now. He just at the time was just going through, I guess, some problems. I mean, obviously.
His substance abuse problems.
Whatever the case is. I just think that at that time he was going through a bad period, and I just was like...
Was he rude to your girlfriend?
No.
Was that why you punched him?
No, he was being rude to me and just about. And
what would someone say to you to get you that ticked off?
We were just at work and we worked late and I showed up and I just was like sober. I was like everybody else was like kind of drunk and I was just kind of sitting there and I don't know. He was
going to prove to the crowd that he's going to show everyone how hip he is by insulting you.
He was insulting everybody.
I see. Yeah.
But since then.
And then you walk up to him with a closed fist and you just smack him right in the head, right?
Well, not really.
I like that.
The story's gotten better with time, but
Did you knock him out?
No.
What did he do? Did he cry?
Was it as cool as Chris Rock and Tommy Lee?
It was
Kid Rock.
Or Kid Rock.
Unfortunately, it was not as cool as the Kid Rock Tommy Lee.
Have you done that a lot in your real life?
What?
Punch someone in the face?
No.
Do you ever have to go to anger management?
No.
Never had to do that.
That's never been a thing.
All right, now what about the time you punched out pro skateboarder 𝗏𝗏 at a club after...
Where do you guys get this?
He made a crack about Nikki, your girlfriend, Nikki Hilton.
Right.
And you punched him out. That's very manly. What happened there?
Chad's actually a good friend of mine.
You punched him out?
No, but he was out of control.
He was out of control.
But he's apologized.
What did he say?
Stupid.
Tell me what he said.
I mean, should I be? I shouldn't be saying this. But what? Yeah, I mean, this is satellite, right? We can say whatever.
You can say whatever you want.
He was in the DJ booth and he was like blurting things out to everybody for everybody to hear. Like, Nikki, I want to
suck your tits. Vagina.
Yeah, something like that.
Wow.
Nikki, I want to suck your vagina.
Is that what the DJs say now?
The C word?
No, the
P word?
P word, pussy.
Yes.
All right, let me help you with this because we're playing Mad Libs. You're saying
like...
he yelled out over the loudspeaker.
Not over the loudspeaker, out to the crowd.
Nikki, I want to suck your pussy. That
Correct.
set you off.
Wow.
I mean, would it not?
Honestly, I would like to suck Nikki's pussy. Don't punch me.
But the worst thing is he and I are friendly. I mean, I got him on Entourage.
Right.
He was the guy that Kevin Dillon beats up his the car with the golf club.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
So I'm the one that got him that job. So he and I are friendly, but it was just one of those things,
All right.
We were fine like a couple weeks ago.
Right, but once you gave him the shot in the face, he calmed himself down, and that was the end of that.
Right.
Boy, good for you.
And then he called, and like the next day, he like apologized, and I could have handled that differently, obviously.
Where do you punch him in the